Namaskar. A very good morning. I, Dr. Sandeep Rathod, welcome you all to the second day of webinar series on career opportunities after passing Standard 12th, which is organized by Maharashtra Education Society. I first of all welcome all the dignitaries of Maharashtra Education Society, Chairman Governing Body, Honorable Architect Rajivji Sahasrabuddhe Sir, Vice Chairman Governing Body, C. Abe Sirsagar Sir, Secretary Maharashtra Education Society, Professor Dr. Bharat Vankate Sir, all other members of governing body. I also welcome all the principals, vice principals, faculty members, and especially welcome all the parents and students, those who are viewing this webinar live on Facebook and YouTube. We have 3 sessions today. Session 1 is from 10 to 11. That is on career in research. And to deliver this session, we have invited Dr. Arvind Natu, sir, who is a chairman, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. Session 2nd is from 11 to 12. That is on career in basic sciences. And to deliver this session, we have invited Professor Sanjay Dhole, sir, who is a senior professor in physics, Department of Physics, Savitribai Phule Pune University. And session 3 is from 12 to 1. And this session is on career in life sciences. And to deliver this session, we have invited Dr. Smita Zinjarde, madam, who is the director, Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology, Savitribai Phule Pune University. Without taking much time, let's get started with the session 1 of the day 2. And to deliver this session, we have invited Dr. Arvind Natu, sir, who is the chairman, Indian Institute of Science, Education and Research. Welcome, sir.
Should I
sir,
start?
you have an extensive resume, but I'll briefly introduce to the audience.
Oh.
Sir is a senior scientist. He has worked for 40 years in National Chemical Laboratory, which is known as NCL, and Indian Institute for Science, Education Research in organic chemistry and medical chemistry. He researched in Germany and several countries abroad. He has been involved in planning and execution of several projects of Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. He has also served pharmaceutical industries in India and abroad in various capacities as director, consultant, process development, management, and IPR. He has taught at master's and PhD levels in India and abroad, involved in Indo-German collaborative activities in science, education, and technology. He has delivered more than 300 lectures on career opportunities in basic sciences. He has published 150 research papers and 4 patents, which is into his credit. He has been awarded a Cross Order of Merit, which is the highest civilian award for foreigners, which is given by German President Chairman, Board of Governors. On behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I welcome you, sir, and I request you to please guide the student on the topic career in research. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Screen sharing. Share screen. Just a minute. Yes. Can you see the screen? Hello?
Sir, you can run the presentation. We can see the screen.
Oh, because I was not knowing whether you can see the screen. Now you can see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
And these are all our 12th class students who have passed yesterday, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Sir, yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. These are the students who passed yesterday, and CBSE result is already out. So this session is specially for them.
Yeah. Dr. Rathod, if I ask something I want to make sure that everything is going okay. Okay?
I understand,
that's all,
sir. I'll
nothing
keep
else.
responding.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
sir. Yes.
So, good morning, my dear young friends, and they're not so young seniors. It's a great pleasure for me to be present here in once more in this society. This is not society or the Garware College or a whole institution is not really new to me. I had been here a number of times earlier on various occasions, and today I'm probably first time meeting all the 12th class students. When we talk of careers, generally the counselors or career advisors, they present you the Google charts in a much, much sophisticated way. In general, there are many exceptions, which I don't want to do, because in my whole talk, you will not find anything that is directly available on the Google. What is the date of admissions and all other things are very well known. You and your parents are really expert in that, and I'm very happy about it. So what I would like to talk to you today is something called opportunities in basic sciences. My name is A. Natu, and you see the building. When we started in IISER in 2006, it was a 10,000 square feet building which we have started. Why I generally show everybody that you should know from where you started. That is very important. Today we are in more than 4 lakh square feet area. So you can see the transition from 10,000 to 4 lakh square feet. But we know where from we started. So I would like to show you this picture. When I talk to the students, whether it is 10th, 12th, in Pune also 8th standard, because in Pune many students, they decide their careers in 8th standard, I don't know how. But when I talk to them, I realize two things. One is, if I ask anybody what you would like to do, 90% answers are, maybe now 80% are computer engineering, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and whatnot. There are all kinds of fancy names. Data, now addition is data science, artificial intelligence, and all. Wonderful. There is no doubt we need people. If you go for a t-shirt, to buy a t-shirt on the road, you minimum go to 20 shops to see whether the color is good, whether that is good, that is. But it is really unfortunate when you come to the your career, which is very, very important. And that career, when you go, you only shop only in 2 shops. You don't have time even to look at the third. That is what disturbs me. And today, I'd like to introduce to you this third opportunity, what I'm talking about, so that at least you will know that there is a third alternative and which you can choose. Before that, this slide I always show, because you must understand the difference between the technology and science. Below is a science. The student is very anxious to know why, what is happening, how. These are the questions they ask. And when he asks this question, how, he would like to get the answer. Secondly, at the top, there's a technology, whether it is a chemical technology, space technology, computer, any technology you talk about. There, you can't ask the question how. There, the answer is anyhow. So this is difference between how and anyhow explains you the difference between the basic sciences and the high technology. When we do that, we also at the same time, we realize that high technology always is based on high science. You take any high technology, where I'm taking again name of computer science mainly because that is your aspiration. I'm very happy about it. Everything ultimately depends on the basic sciences, whether it is nanotechnology, whether it is biotechnology. You take any big technology name, it is same, it ends in high basic science. Therefore, down picture that I show is of research. And when I say research, they have a phobia. All students have it. अपने बस की बात नहीं है, हमसे नहीं होगा. You have to be very highly, this one we need to find, blah, 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 several things. But if you look at it carefully in next 10 to 15 minutes, I will talk to you how making this research is so simple. How it is so simple. And how the main phobia about the research is there is nothing after 12th that in 13th year you start research. You have to be bachelor's, you have to be graduate, you have to be do the PhD, and your research career starts and all of that. Unfortunately, in our country, till graduation, there is no element of research in the whole syllabus, or whatever is there is just economic. And therefore, students do not have the exact idea what is research. When I talk of research, people say, how I do find problems? Somebody has to give me. No, you have to find out your own problem. Or you should keep your observation power very high. In today, next 10 to 15 minutes, I just talk to you how you can do, how it is simple to do research by giving few examples. And these examples are such that they have come from the simple observations, not by necessarily by a scientist, but by a common man, a student, a housewife, and that led to the $1 million technologies that you see at the top. You say, oh, you have become old man, you talk of all these things. No, I'll show you now from next 10 to 15 minutes how it is to do research and how it is easier to do research and what is the mantra for the same. His name, generally my talk is in dialogue type. I wanted to ask question, but unfortunately, due to this new technology we need to adopt, I don't know whether you had the reaction. Today's only his photograph has come in the paper. His mark plus, he has a record of 28 gold medals in the Olympics in swimming. And this is a record because in India's history, we haven't got so many. So his Mark Phelps is an American swimmer. But what is so special about him? You can see his dress. His dress is called a Razor O suit. This suit is not the same as the swimming suit people are wearing. Then why he is wearing that? By the way, now there is a ban, so he can't wear this. But in the Beijing Olympics, most of the medals were won by using this dress. There was no ban. How this idea came to the mind of the people who invented or discovered this dress. This dress was discovered by a simple observation of nature. In London History Museum, one fellow saw a shark. You go to any museum in India, the first board is don't touch the object. But here, the boards are please touch the objects, feel them, and enjoy. So somebody touched it. What is the specialty of this fellow, shark? He swims very fast and he swims near the surface of the water. When he swims near the surface of the water, he can. I'm not going into complicated science in that because may not be in a position to understand right now. But it swims near the surface of the water. So basically, any swimmer needs these two qualities because he has to float near the surface just to get some oxygen immediately. And therefore, this fellow who saw this in London Natural History Museum and saw the shark and touched it. When he touched it, he realized that his skin is like this, and both the properties are because of this skin. He further saw how to develop this. Then he went back to the lab to his friend, and he told him the shark has these properties. So that fellow was a little bit enterprising. He saw that he made a dress from elastane nylon and polyurethane in such a way that its surface is as shown in this figure. This is known as denticles, and there are several science behind it. And thus he won. So you'll ask me, What is the new about it? How we are going to do? These are the further pictures of denticles that we saw. What I wanted to just tell you, a simple observation as nature has given us this big technology. Not only big technology, computational fluid dynamics, a new branch has come now where you can compare how the shark swims and how man can swim, simulation and all other things, they came together. The basic idea is somebody observed the nature and thought of doing the same thing. I'll give you a few examples, then you'll realize even now there is a new branch called mathematics by Barrow, where now today's mathematics, if you go to the Olympic site, you will see several mathematical formulas or predictions and all other things have been given. So mathematics and sports and mathematics athletics, they are coming together. Let's take another few examples so that my point will be clear. This is an old train, 20, 30, 40 kilometers. This is a new electric train, and it goes up to 120, 140. Now you can see here, this is the aerodynamics has completely changed the nose of the train. When they wanted a higher train called bullet train, so they ran this train at the rate of say 300 and 400 kilometers per way. And when you go there were two problems. One, it can't run at that fast rate. And second, most important, when it passes from one medium to the other medium, that is, when it passes to the tunnels, it makes a huge boom. And that boom has really troubled the people like anything. And that forced the people to design a new nose for this Shinkansen train or the bullet train. Now you can see how they make this fellow was troubled. This is known as Shinkansen boom, and they were forced to change this model to this because people on the road became dumb within 10 days. So they need to find out. Now, how to find out? You can't just sit at home and do the thing. They did all aerodynamics, calculations, blah, 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 everything. And ultimately, a suggestion came from a very nice third corner who has seen our old friend Kingfisher, our old bird, which is senior, खंड्या पक्षी आपण ज्याला म्हणतो त्याला. त्याचं वैशिष्ट्य काय आहे? When he enters into the water from one medium to the other medium, he doesn't make any noise, eats this fish and goes away. Whereas all other birds, when they enter, they make some sound, bud, 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 and the fish goes away. So Kingfisher has both the desired properties. First thing, it flies at a very high speed. And secondly, it doesn't make noise when you enter from one media to the other media. So those properties were collected, and if you can say that the bullet train has exactly the design of a kingfisher bird, kingfisher. So we must be obliged. Again, the lesson is observe the nature, ask the questions, why, how, and you'll get the answer, and that is your research problem. These are the billion-dollar saving technology that have been developed by simply observation of nature. I don't want to go into detail because there are several examples. I'll just pick up two examples from our day-to-day life. In this whole gathering, there is not a single boy or girl or any senior man who has not fallen down during the childhood and broken his knee when the blood came out, And when the blood came out, then the order goes from the side to the brain, engineer, chief engineer, corporator, plumber, and then he is there to repair this need in two times. But we have never bothered to see what it is. आपण ज्याला खपली धरणं म्हणतो, काय प्रोसेस आहे, why it happens. I have shown here two pictures. Here your nerve, this thing is broken, artery is broken, RBCs are coming out, platelets get oxidized and converted into activated platelet. Then there is a fibrin. So all these things, they come together and fast this thing. आपण आई वडील रागवतील म्हणून पटकन हळद दाबून जे जात होतो, that was mainly to form this clot किंवा ही खपली लवकरात लवकर झाली. पण we have never bothered. आपण कधी काळजीच केलेली नाही की what is this clot? Where from this clot has come? And then one fellow tried to invent or the see, this is the clot that I am showing you. हे खपलीचं चित्र आहे. These are dead RBCs and the thread-like fibrins are called as platelets. They get oxidized and form a net, and that binds all the things and forms this clot. This simple observation as nature has led to one of the biggest, we never bothered. That's what I said. We get this, we never bothered. We see shark, we have never bothered. One fellow bothered, and today, one of the biggest technology of brinker technology has brought this. There's a pipeline between Russia and Germany for about 6,000 kilometers far, right from Vladivostok to put to keep the petroleum products and the petroleum gas and everything to the pipes. 2,000 of this goes under the sea. Now you can imagine if there is a leak, how to detect it. You may not be able to detect it. Therefore, what they did is they prepared the similar substance like platelet. It is called platelet trademark. This they did from the study of computational fluid dynamics. And these platelets were added to the petroleum product in Russia. When they start floating, if there is any leak, just like our brain, it goes and seals and goes further. Then the further platelets are added. This has saved the transition losses to minimal of 2%, whereas in our country, still it is at the rate of 16%. So what I wanted to just point out, when a man in Germany, when a man in Switzerland can see this, why we cannot see? Nature is not there in Pune. Nature is not there in Bombay. No, it's not there in small villages. Why we do not observe? When you go from school to home or home to school, when you go on French, why don't you see something? Ask the questions, how, when, and that gives to the research problems. I'm giving you particularly examples where it's not done by the scientists to start with, but ultimately their biggest technologies were there. Perhaps this is the last one example, then we'll go to this. This is called tears of lotus. कमळाच्या पानावर पाणी टिकत नाही. आपण 5वी पासून गिव्ह रिझन्स म्हणून 2 मार्काकरता प्रश्न करतो. Unfortunately, everything what we read is for some examination or for some questions. But we never realize, आपण जेव्हा ऑब्झर्व करत नाही की कमळाची पानं ज्याप्रमाणे पाणी टिकत नाही त्यामुळे त्याच्यावरती धुळे टिकत नाही. तर मी 2 that is main reason is, I don't want to go into details, but the surface of the lotus surface is like with the spikes here. It's not a plane. If this would have been plain and this is dirt, this is water coming up, this would have gone, water would have gone, but the dirt would have remained. But since it is not smooth in nature, the water takes up a globular shape and then it draws away by the centrifugal force the whole dirt, dust, everything down the line. There is a big physics in that. I don't want to go into details there. But what I wanted to just tell you, this simple observation as nature has led to the big technologies called Lutusan, which is a self-cleaning plant, and it claimed to prevent either the algae and microbes. So one simple observation of nature has led to bigger technologies. I don't want to go into details. Lizards, मुली बघितल्यानंतर ही असा उच्चार करतात, पण lizards are not useless. Their paws, they have a unique feature. With their paws, they can climb up to the wall very fast. Now, by taking clue from their paws, now people have developed a small tape called gecko tape. Can you imagine? This is a gecko tape. This you adhere to your shoes and you will be able to climb. Don't do that because now the experiments are still on with 4 to 5 kilometers. This is just a trick scenes. Don't go by what this fellow does or Shah Rukh Khan does in Badshah. But remember, these gecko tapes are very, very, very effective and soon you will be able to do that. Ants, Mungya, Kitak, Zurula, these are the models for the robots of tomorrow and today's also. I don't want to go into details. Only one thing I'll tell you, आपण झुरळाला बघितलं ई करतो, पण it has the unique property of reducing their height by half in few milliseconds. झुरळ सापटीत जातं त्यावेळी it reduces its height to half. Now the new robots that have come for the detection of debris in earthquake uses the complete, I don't have any time to do that. Otherwise, I could have elaborated only on that. So don't treat ants, simple creatures or cockroaches. Don't take them. We have to learn something. Our observation has to be very keen. And again I'm coming, simple observation of nature leads to many technologies. That leads to many research problems, which you yourself can solve by there is your problem. Last is, you have seen the beautiful butterflies, their colors of their wings and all of the things. This property and the texture, of course, is very, very smooth and soft. This texture has been successfully used in the development of some of the features of almost all mobile phones of tomorrow. So you now, I don't want to tell you, you to find out. Only one clue I give you. You are in the class and looking at the beautiful pictures, but you can't see it. So you go out in sunlight and try to see everything is black. But now you get the beautiful mobiles, high-end mobiles, where you can see the color pictures even in the sunlight. That is mainly the property driven from the butterflies. In the IISER, generally, we talk about 50 minutes and give some headache to the students, and this is one headache. My dear young students, you find out what is that. Why I did today all this business is only because of one thing, just to stress on you that doing research, taking up a research career is nothing great or nothing that you need to have something special to start with. It's as simple as that. And people have done it. There's absolutely no doubt about it. So I really appeal to all the students, because nature is the same. Everything is the same. To start with, you can start doing the research. I have seen, I must appreciate the student of which school, I don't remember, the models that he has made, and by simply observing the nature, simple principles of chromatography and everything, so wonderful. So my dear young students, whether you go for science, you go for commerce, you can keep your research mind alive, and that's the thing. Now let's come to today's situation. You are at this crossroad, correct? You are at this crossroad and you have a lot of problems. I don't want to add to these problems. I'd like to just tell you how the things can be done or how it has to be done. See, at this situation, all advisors that they are well-wishers and have good intentions. Absolutely there is. कुणी कोणाचं वाईट चिंतत नाही, especially parents, relatives. Parents have good intentions. The real problem with the parents is, besides a good counselor or advisor, they are basically parents. ते काय म्हणतात, मला IIT ऍडमिशन मिळालं नाही, तू घे. मला डॉक्टर केला ऍडमिशन मिळालं नाही, तू घे. So these are the some, without considering the students what he really wants. Then they come the relatives. Parents are permanent, but relatives, they keep on flowing. And they advice देऊन जातात. So parents and relatives, okay, they are mature students. Sometimes this close friend circle, you analyze yourself. You are sitting in a big gathering. I presume there are parents also. You are sitting in a close friend circle with whom you spend about 10 to 12 hours a day. Just think about what you think of the careers. What is the idea of careers you have? Generally, it ends, I'm very sorry to say, generally it ends up in saying, अरे इकडे केलं तर 20,000 रुपये मिळतात, तिकडे केलं तर 30,000 रुपये मिळतात, तिकडे केले तर इतके पैसे. It restricts to that. Nobody talks of the real career path, what you want to do. Then there are teachers, as I said, all advisors are good. I don't see any bad advisor. The teachers are good, mentors are good, counselors are giving this thing. But my observation is many times the counselor try to tempt, not that all, but many counselors, they try to give the Google information, and that too in many times in a very tabular form, which I considered. Now everybody has a Google. I'm sure all of you are searching Google for all this. Then comes the media, same thing, print, social, TV. My God, the way in which it comes. Real problem is, do you consult students? Do you ask students? Not only ask, there are various aptitude tests. They have been driven by empirical formulas. They are not absolute. And it's very difficult to find out the absolute. Students, what they really like. Their likings up to 12th standard, I may make a very bold statement, are driven not by their choice, but by their compulsions. These compulsions can be professional compulsions, could be from the school, could be from, I don't want to elaborate anything on that. So that students are never allowed to find out what they like. I'll explain a little bit so that we can, when we go further, it will be easy. कारण तुमच्या मनात आतापर्यंत काहीतरी अशा biased ideas आहेत. आता when I ask students what you have dropped, mathematics or biology or whatever it is, I have yet to get a single student who can give me our parents give me satisfactory answer why they have dropped. Okay, now the question doesn't arise why you have dropped. So essentially, what I want to say is, right now, till today, you are more driven not by the interest, inclinations, information, but mainly you are driven by some kind of infatuation. Of course, I'm very sorry if there are notable exceptions in this, but this is what generally happens. And this student gets into problems later on. I don't want to go into these details because these are mainly meant how to organize for 11th and 12th. So I'd like to skip this and go further. Now the question comes, 12th standard, done. What next? Engineering and allied branches, I don't have to utter a single word on this. That is because parents are so particular that they have a checklist or other list of all the engineering colleges, IITs, NITs in whole of India, whole of world, and all other things. There is no problem. Same case it with medical, whether it is a medical MBBS or paramedical courses. Computer-based courses, I don't want to go into detail because I know that you are all doing it. And there are several technique and skill-based courses. I don't want to give you detail, but I would like to tell you, according to the till now, technique and skill-based courses were taken by the students who are not fit. They were not considered fit for going for a regular degree. ITIला जाणारा प्रत्येक मुलगा हा मूर्ख नसतो, तो skillful असतो. But now, according to new education policy, they have been given the same status. That means if you pass for the first year, you will get the certificate, second year, you will get the diploma, and third year, you get the degree. So now the skill-based courses, they also form a main base. Of course, more details on that later on. And now, the last thing that I'm talking to you is about basic sciences. When I say basic sciences, I mean to say is PCMB, physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. And we'll try to find out what are the different ways of looking at it. What is the present scenario? For managements, we have IIMs. For technologies, we have NITs, IITs, hundreds and plethora of engineering colleges. What about the pure science? Current option is mundane BSc, BSc, PhD. All faculty, everybody is completely aware that nothing has changed really has changed in terms of syllabus, human manpower, and infrastructure as far as this. Just to tell you on the lighter side, I went to one college where I studied. I took a photograph while giving lecture. He said, "Why you took a photograph in the laboratory?" I said, I perhaps realized that I did BSc 50, 60 years back. And at that time, same benches were there. That demonstrator was so witty. He said, "Sir, don't worry. Not only those benches are there, experiments are still there." Just to give you a sense, in our BSc, MSc, and PhD route, whether in general, now the things are changing up very fast, but it is the same repetition. Let the faculty be honest and tell what are the new things we are now learning in BSc after a long time of 20, 25 years. And then it takes 9 to 10 years to finish this PhD. Second is, there is no interdisciplinary approach. When I'll go to IISER concept, I'll go on this. We have been expert in branding. He's physics, so there is a P, he's M, B, and C, and all of that. B doesn't talk to C. M is completely feel against B, and so on and so forth. Whereas the world is moving totally about the interdisciplines. I'd like to spend 2 minutes on that. You take Nobel Prizes in last 10 or 15 years. If you see them, those Nobel Prizes, all medicine has gone to the chemistry has gone to the physiology, and so on. So world is moving towards the interdisciplinary sciences. And we are fighting for the fictitious war between biology and mathematics. By the way, we have biological mathematics as one of the courses when I'll come to that. Second thing, there is a completely zero component in research. Some of these things are now changing in the new education policy. Research component is zero during undergraduate, zero. As if we have taken diverse between the research and education. There is, for namesake, it is there in MSc, but everybody knows what it is. So research component is practically null during this thing. There's a complete divorce between research and education. And what is the results? And ultimately, examination is the sole way of judging the student. This is the kind of the picture that I'm giving you. And ultimately, when you talk of examination, that is the only way to judge the student. So there is no research, there is no interdisciplinary testing, and there is no improvement quality. There is no other way of doing it under it. Little bit slightly on philosophy, not on much level. In new scientific education, it is shifting from single discipline to specialization. I don't want to go into detail because this is not meant, you are not meant. And this is where the IISERs came into picture. We are completely driven by the service economy. At the 52% of our GDP comes from service economy. That means somebody is giving us our work and we are providing service. If Vietnam produces 5 paisa less service, they'll go in. So only alternative for us is to increase number of high quality research to be driven to the knowledge economy, academy, and industry. What is the current situation? Where there is undergraduate teaching in colleges, there is no hardcore research. Now, I think, according to new NAC, I don't know, but I was told that you don't have to do research in the college. Whereas there is research in postgraduate institute, national labs like NCL, but there is no undergraduate teaching. So how you manage these two? Undergraduate teaching, research. How you manage? And what is the result? Declining interest in science. There is no excitement at young age. When I go to the FYBSc classes, they are so gloom, as if they feel they have lost everything. I would like to assure you, if you follow science or the science stream, you will never repent. I'll come to at the end of my talk. In this context, IISERs are designed to integrate undergraduate science teaching with high quality research. So this was the genesis of IISER. From 2000, Pune was the oldest one. Now we have 7 IISERs up till now. This is from Tirupati and Behrampur and so on and so forth. I'll just give you an example. Any institute can be made big only by 3 ways. One is you take quality students, or you take quality student. We take from KVPI, IITs and boards. I don't want to give into detail because everything is available on the IISER admissions.in. Why we go for 3? There is a small philosophy. If suppose IIT examination, there are 260 is a cutoff for admission. Is the boy who got 259 useless? No. But his IIT doors are shut off. In order not to do this, a student can shine in KVPY, in IIT, or in boards. So he had 3 ways to enter that. It makes our system very complicated. But still, considering the student's interest, we do that. We have about, this figure is old, we have now about 1,100 undergraduates and about 600 PhD students. Maybe another 2 years, we have 1,000 PhD students, including integrated PhD. We have about 130 faculty members. Almost all the faculty members who have got postgraduate, postdoctoral fellowship for 5 to 6 years and having worked with the excellent publication have been appointed as faculty. Infrastructure, you can, is a global level infrastructure, whereas we have spent about 250 to 300 crores of rupees just on the infrastructure. Just to see that. So now I am giving you one way to success. I don't want to go into details of all this because this is all. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now we come to the academics. Professor Rathod, किती वेळ आहे अजून माझ्याकडे?
द एंड आणि काही क्वेश्चन्स आहेत चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये.
असू दे. किती वेळ आहे?
एक शेवटचे 5 मिनिटं.
हा, एक 5-7 मिनिटं, 2-3 मिनिटं जास्त द्या फक्त मला.
Sure, no problem, sir.
कारण there I'll talk mainly on the careers and all that. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we mainly operate through MS, BS and MS dual degree, 5 years integrated course after 12th standard. We have standard PhD. This is a new program that we started with the JAM, where after BSc, this is a good opportunity for Garware College students also. Those who have been good in BSc, they can join us directly for PhD. What do you do in 10 semester course in IISER? First 4 years are common. I'll now go back to the sentence that I said. Till 12th standard, you don't know what you like. You have studied everything for the sake of examination, questions, fill in the blanks, and so on. So first 4 or 3 semester we keep common to know what you know. And then you can go in. All the subjects are compulsory in this. And believe me, next, there is not a single course which is compulsory. There are 130 courses from which you can go into this. There is absolutely no boundary, no limits. You can take any course anytime, drop it anytime. You do whatever you like. Here, you take the courses only what you like. कारण तुम्हाला जे आवडत असेल तेच तुम्ही शिकू शकता. आणि त्यामुळे we give full choice to you in this. In this, you know now what you like. I'll give you an example. IIT students have never touched biology, but when they shift to 5th semester, majority of them shift to the biology. Why? Because now they know that they like biology. That is the most important. They can do anything that they would like to hear. There is no boundary. There are no limits. Nothing. So you can do whatever you want. Plus you need to do through 2 small projects of 3 months each. And 9th and 10th, there is a one complete year-long research project which you can do anywhere. As I said, research has no boundaries. It can be, a student has done it in Baramati as well as in Paris. There is no problem. We encourage you. but we don't give any spoon feeding. You have to do it yourself. We guide you how to do it and all other things. So 18 months of research you spend in 60 days. And then once you finish this 5 years core integrated here, I don't want to go into details. We spend about 60% of the time. Have you seen this new lab that is coming up? Must be having equipment more than 2.5 crores or 3 crores. And I executed also used by 12th class students. आम्ही कधी मुलांना सांगत नाही की equipment model नका घेऊ. And 40% is spent in the classrooms. So why IISER? Why you should have IISER as compared to many others? One, admission criteria is very stringent and merit-based. There is no management, donation, or backdoor seats. First 2 years are common choice from 130 well-crafted course. Then, why students are afraid is of examination. मी ज्यावेळी मुलांना परीक्षेला जाताना बघतो त्यावेळेस सिंहाच्या गुहेत जाताना दिसतात. सो या सगळ्याचं कारण आहे आपल्या मनात एक परीक्षा या सिस्टीम बद्दल भीती बसलेली, म्हणून आम्ही वार्षिक परीक्षाच काढून टाकतो. वी नो what are the different innovative methods of evaluation. We would like to know what the students know and what he doesn't know. So we do that. We have several new methods of evaluation. We charge very moderate fees. Our fees are on and Bane, you pay about 30,000 rupees per month for a Montessori fee. And our fees are equivalent to that for semester. Fellowship to 90% of the student. Earlier used to be every student, but now it is more than 80% of the student get. Here, I would like to make it clear. We don't want any student who got the admission and could not complete the course because of the financial situation. We somehow arrange to get him a fellowship. Nobody is deprived of IISER education because of the money. Excellent infrastructure, 18 months of research training, global standard research labs, research collaborations, and so on. Interdisciplinary approach is one of the best approach that IISER has taken. Whether it is biological mathematics, whether it is a computational biology, whether it is a theoretical, whether it is nanoscience consisting of physics, chemistry, maths, biology together, we strongly believe in interdisciplinary research. All the faculty is actively pursuing research, so everybody knows. They come and share what is happening. Transmit the immediate excitement. Gravitational lines शोध ज्यावेळी लागला त्याच्यापासून 1 महिन्याच्या आत त्या आमच्या सिलेबस मध्ये आले. To take, we teach the science, we take experiments conducted in practical sessions, is directly with their classroom lectures and so on and so forth. There are several new methods, tutorials, workshop, earth planetary science, weekly colloquium, excellent infrastructure, and so on. Just to show you one picture. This is not an artist view or anything. It is just a photo micrographs of chemical compounds, hippuric acid, hydroquinone, adipic acid, urea crystals, and so on and so forth. This is a technique called photomicrography. Now there is a great research. This is just to impose on you that interdisciplinary work did not restrict only to science, but it can be taken to the arts. It can be nanoscience, epigenetics, integrative studies, imaging, mass spectrometry, school of energy and materials. These are some of the new sciences that are taught. Even the first year fellow can be done. Some similar courses are also taught in IISER Bhubaneswar, but that is dedicated to atomic energy. IST Trivandrum is mainly for what? Space science. RGIPT, Raebareli is for petroleum sciences. Then now some of the IIT Mumbai, ICT Mumbai, and some of the NITs, SVNIT Surat, they also run these courses. IISc Bangalore is also started 4 years integrated course. I don't want to compare any of these things. So now I'll take you into the wonderful wonderland of IISER for 5 years. Now what people do? People are worried. आम्ही ज्यावेळी 2006 साली सुरू केले तर आमच्याकडे 34 स्टुडंट होते. प्रत्येक स्टुडंटच्या आई वडिलांनी मला विचारले की मेरे बच्चे को कितना पैसा मिलेगा. right? You are right. Money is important. Your career is important. But my dear student, career is not only money. That much I would like to remind you. We'll talk about it. There is no problem. At that time, I had no answer because no student has come out. But now we had 10 batches, so we know what it is. First, I'll tell you what we do in these 5 years. We train you absolutely in analytical capability. Education is nothing but not only deep science, but the analytical capability. How you analyze the situation, given situation. You have never been given a spoon feed in IISER. It is always you have to think. You have to take a decisive capacity, analytical capacity. Nurturing creativity. If you really feel you are doing something well, you observe something in the nature, you can come here, convince the faculty, and start doing whatever research you like. Presentation skills are absolute because 70 to 80 presentation you do in 5 years. Then research methodology because there are 18 months of research. And this is with combined academic excellence and social awareness. I would like to bring this point, especially to the young boys. आपण स्वर्गात राहतो, शिक्षण घेतो. We are privileged class. Just after 500 meters on two sides of IISER, there are municipal schools where there are no even the facility, there are not even educational facilities. Is it not time for us to give back? So we keep it completely voluntary in the form of a volunteer group called Disha, and they do a lot of social awareness camps. They go there and talk. This is not the time. So we don't want any good student, we only good student, but a good citizen. Where the IISER students go, research, as I say, here, why IISER students are preferred for PhD everywhere in the world, because they have been already trained for 18 months in from any lab in the world or in India, they can go and start working on the next day because they have been used to it. Academics, there are 15 IITs, 26 central universities, and 14 now world-class institutes are coming. Besides this, there are many centers of excellence that are being planned and they are coming. By the way, let me share with you, the teaching profession is not as bad payer as it was earlier, and now nobody can complain that he's in academics and he's getting less money. Industry, by the way, let me clear one point. You might be under the impression that we are the research, we are the factory of researchers. No way. We are not factory of researchers at all. In fact, even the universities like Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, they are not. Only 50% of the students or the faculty, 60%, maybe go to research. Rest of the take up jobs or any other different careers. So same with IISER, 50% going for research and academics. Then there are pharmaceuticals. I tell you, I belong to pharma industry. I call myself. There are more than 25,000. There is a dearth of good PhDs, MScs at this level, especially with the chemistry and biology combined background. We don't have people in clinical pharmacology. There are several subjects I can elaborate. I can give you a list. Maths graduates are required in IBM and IT industry. In fact, we have standing instructions from some of the industries that if you have good mathematics students, give it to them. IBM 5 years back, I think, they came here to in search of 100 students. They could not get even 100. They got 40. Anyhow,
Sir,
we get good
sorry to
students.
bother you. We have a couple of questions.
Yeah. Can I take it afterwards? Because this is my last slide.
Sure. Complete the slide. No problem.
Okay. Electronics can go to the physics graduate, biotechnology. I don't have to give you example. Only last portion. We make you capable. Therefore, the financial institutes are one of the bigger job givers. IPR law graduates in patent attorneys, MBAs, IS services, technical writing. Now people, 10 years back when we promoted technical writing, people were not. But with Byju's now everybody is aware. Filmmaking, all these are, we make you capable to enter, to take up any challenge. We don't want to make you as a machine to get a job. Perhaps during this thing, I don't want to go into details of this. This is how IISER looks like now in 4 lakh square feet. This is the lecture hall complex. This is the 3 labs, Mendeleev lab, Planck's lab, H Cross and G1 for undergraduates. Now, these are the classrooms. We have all modern classroom except we still believe in blackboard and chalk or green board and chalk. This is what we our Disha is doing, teaching to the municipal schools with their safety precautions and all other things. This is what we were in 2006. This was the plot, and now this is a completely green campus that is coming out. Concept plans with the actual Google map, if you compare. By the way, you are all cordially invited to visit IISER. Today, now because of the pandemic, there is some problem, but I tell you, you can visit IISER. It is your IISER. And I think that's where I'll stop so that the student can have I can answer some of the questions that the students have. Thank you very much. Thanks again, the society, for giving me this opportunity and organizing this talk. I hope I had delivered the goods, whatever I was supposed to do. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, sir. It was a wonderful session, informative session. I personally got connected to it very well, even if I'm a commerce faculty. Yeah. So we have a couple of questions in the chat.
Yeah.
So
Should
there's a
I
student.
Should I end the show and go back to the?
Yes, sir. You can stop sharing
I
the
think
screen.
that will be ideal so that at least people can see my face.
It's already done by the admin. No problem. The technical.
Okay. So I
Chief
don't have
Information
that
has
pleasure,
already
but the
done.
admin has been. Okay, please go ahead.
Yes. So there's a question on the screen. The candidate is asking about, will you
Huh.
please explain the scope for the research in quantum physics and astrophysics
Huh.
through mathematics?
Through mathematics. You are putting three complicated modern things together. I can tell you, first, again, I would like to stress that if you want to do in quantum physics, if you do it on, say, any of the three things that you have told, first thing, there is an ample scope. There is no doubt. But for that, you have to do the basic graduation in physics or maybe some other branch that you like. There's a lot of scope. Basically, I would like to say that in quantum computing, IISER has got a big center, data center plus quantum computing center, where we are spending about 170 crores. And secondly, IISER has one of the biggest computer of, I think, 1.18 teraflop. I don't remember this big capacity. Third in the country, called Parabrahma. We don't teach computer science, but our every course has a computer component. So there is an ample of scope. There is no doubt. Absolutely, there is no doubt because we have less scientists. I'm not talking of technocrats. I'm talking of scientists in this quantum computing. There are many challenges in terms of DNA computing and so on and so forth.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Moving on to our next question.
Please.
The student want to know about the admission process of IUCA or IIST through engineering degree or any other alternative faculty.
I think better you refers to the IUCA's websites. There are chances that you can start studying for PhD or any other things. By the way, we take PhD students from all corners, provided they qualify themselves. We don't say that you are an engineering graduate, you are MD in medicine. You can still work, provided you prove your qualifications for that particular degree, and you get it. But in IUCA, there are possibilities. You please refer to IUCA website. You get all the information there.
Okay. So we'll take the last question. The question is, the candidate wants to know, is it possible to join IISER after MBBS?
Yes, you can do it for PhD.
Okay, good.
That's why I said anything under the sun, students can join us for PhD provided they prove the credentials in that particular branch.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, we again have certain queries sent here in the chat box on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And we will address them through your mail ID. So I request all the participants, parents, and the students, those are viewing this webinar through Facebook and YouTube, to send your queries here in the chat box. We will give the contact details of Sir and the organizers who will help you to channelize to address the queries through the speakers. Yeah, sir, काही असेल तर definitely will send through mail to you, and we will try to address the queries sent by the students.
So I personally thank all of you for having organized this high-tech program. And now my friend is giving a talk. So I'm very happy that you have very bright people to guide with, and they'll be able to answer more specific question. My philosophy was little different. Instead of telling you about a particular field, now you can float any inquiry that you'd like to float to me through mail and all of the things. There is no problem. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
So
thanks
again,
everybody. I am very happy and thankful to all of you. Okay.
so once again, on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society and entire management team, I extend my thanks to you, and also thankful to Dr. Neha Deshpande, madam, who was instrumental in channelizing this session. Thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Okay. Bye.
Good day, sir. Dear audience, now we are moving to a second session of the day 2. The second session is on career in basic sciences, and to deliver this session, we have invited Professor Dr. Sanjay Dhole, sir, who is a senior professor in physics, Department of Physics, Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. Welcome, sir. Yeah. Sir, you had extensive resume, and it was really difficult for me to what to tell the audience about you. But I have tried to make it in a brief. I'll introduce our audience.
Sandeep, you make it very short, within 1 or 2
Yes, sir.
minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
Only
just say
1
that
minute.
he's senior professor and his research area is this. That's fine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Professor Sanjay Dhole has been working as a senior professor in physics, Department of Physics, Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. He has done MSc, MPhil, and PhD and postdoc. He has completed 21 projects worth rupees 3 crores and ongoing 5 projects worth rupees 1.5 crores. He has working as a BOS member at different universities. In all, 26 students have done PhD under his guidance, and he has 167 publications in his credits. He is a proud recipient of several awards, which prominently includes Gnanjyoti Award for Contribution in Education, G.R. Paranspe Award for Science Popularization by Maharashtra Sahitya Parishad Pune. On behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I welcome you, sir, and I request you to guide the student on the topic career in basic sciences. Over to you, sir.
धन्यवाद संदीप. सन्माननीय व्यासपीठ, आता आभासी व्यासपीठ असं आपण म्हणायला हवं, कारण तंत्रज्ञानाने, विज्ञान आणि तंत्रज्ञानाविषयी आज जे आपण बोलणार आहोत त्याने दिलेली ही आपल्याला संधी आहे. कारण पॅन्डेमिक परिस्थितीमध्ये आजही आपण आपले उपक्रम चांगल्या पद्धतीने राबवू शकतो. हे केवळ 21व्या शतकातील किंवा गत शतकातील असलेल्या एकूण विज्ञान आणि तंत्रज्ञानामध्ये झालेल्या संशोधनाला आपल्याला हे सगळं क्रेडिट द्यावं लागेल. प्रथम मला ऋण निर्देश आणि धन्यवाद द्यायचे आहेत, कारण व्याख्यानाच्या ओघामध्ये कदाचित हे राहून जातं. काही दिवसांपूर्वी मला बुचडे सरांचा फोन आला की सर, साधारण 1-2-4 आठवड्यानंतर तुम्ही आम्हाला वेळ द्या आणि वेळ राखून ठेवा, आणि मी ती राखून ठेवली होती. तर प्राचार्य बुचडे सर, गरवारे कॉलेज, आणि सातत्याने पाठपुरावा करणारे सहयोगी प्राध्यापिका नेहा देशपांडे आणि आमचे सहकारी गोविंद कुलकर्णी, डॉक्टर गोविंद कुलकर्णी यांनी सातत्याने पाठपुरावा करून सर कसाही करून आपण वेळ जर काढला आणि विद्यार्थ्यांना जर मार्गदर्शन केलं तर बरं होईल. आणि मी ती वेळ जपून ठेवलेली होती. वेळ कुठली का असेना, पण आपण विद्यार्थ्यांशी आणि पालकांशी चर्चा केली पाहिजे. माझा पहिला प्रश्न असा होता की आपण मराठी माध्यमातून बोलायचं की इंग्रजी माध्यमातून, म्हणजे कुठलं माध्यम निवडायचं. तर त्यांनी मला सांगितलं की सर मराठी माध्यम जर असं तर जास्त संयुक्तित राहील, कारण पालकही असतात आणि आपला उपक्रम हा महाराष्ट्रभर जाणार आहे. काही पालक हे खेड्यापाड्यांपर्यंत असतात, तेही ऐकत असतात आणि त्यांच्यापर्यंत जर आपली माहिती जर जाणार असेल आणि विद्यार्थ्यांपर्यंत जर माहिती जाणार असेल तर मला असं वाटतं की मराठी माध्यमातून बोललेलं जास्त चांगलं. पण त्यांनी ते माझ्यावर सोडलं. ते म्हटले की जसं तुम्हाला योग्य वाटेल त्या माध्यमातून तुम्ही बोला. आणि मला असं वाटलं की आपण थोडं मराठीतनं आणि जसं जमेल तसं इंग्रजीतनं असं दोघंही माध्यम आपण वापरावेत आणि विद्यार्थी आणि पालकांपर्यंत कसं पोहोचता येईल याचा आपण विचार करावा. मला खरोखर या तिघा चौघांचं फार कौतुक वाटतं आणि गरवारे कॉलेज आणि त्या एज्युकेशन सोसायटीचं की त्यांनी हा असा उपक्रम राबवला आणि इतर संस्था आहेत त्याही राबवत असतात, नाही असं नाही. पण खरं तर 10वी 12वी नंतर काय हा एक कळीचा मुद्दा असतो प्रत्येकाच्या मनामध्ये. आणि ही जी संधी आहे ही संधी चांगल्या प्रमाणामध्ये मी जर म्हणजे टाइम टेबल जर पाहिला तर आताच नातू सरांचं जे व्याख्यान झालं मी शेवटाकडे आलो, पण मी त्यांचं व्याख्यान बऱ्याचदा ऐकलेलं आहे आणि ती जी माहिती आयसर बद्दल सगळे आयसर बद्दल देतात ती अतिशय उपयुक्त असते असे विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी. तसे नातू सरांसारखे मोठे शास्त्रज्ञ जेव्हा तुमच्या समोर येतात आणि सांगतात की कुठं आपण काय आणि कसं केलं पाहिजे, तर मला असं वाटतं की ते फार महत्वाचं ठरतं. म्हणून मला त्या दृष्टीने या संयोजकांचं कौतुक वाटतं की त्यांनी हा असा उपक्रम राबवला. या तिघांव्यतिरिक्त इथं सहभागी होणारे सगळे विद्यार्थी आणि त्यांचे पालक. प्रथम मला विषयाला म्हणजे सुरुवात करण्याआधी काही गोष्टींचा उहापोह करावा अशी माझी एक इच्छा आहे. मी तसा ऋणार्थाने काउन्सिलर नाही, मार्गदर्शक नाही की समुपदेशकही नाही. मी एक साधा प्राध्यापक आहे, शिक्षक आहे. शिक्षण क्षेत्रामध्ये काहीतरी करावं आणि करणारा एक संशोधक आहे. त्यामुळे आणि याच्या व्यतिरिक्त जाऊन मी स्वतः एक पालकही आहे. जेव्हा मी पालकाच्या भूमिकेमध्ये असतो तेव्हा मी तुमच्यासारखाच विचार करत असतो की माझ्या पाल्यासाठी मी काय करावं. हा एक मोठा मुद्दा असतो. जरी मी आज शिक्षण क्षेत्रामध्ये मोठं कार्य किंवा छोटं मोठं कार्य करत असतो किंवा आजूबाजूला माझे जे काही सहकारी आहेत ते मोठे शिक्षण तज्ञ जरी असले तरी सुद्धा जेव्हा मी पालकांच्या भूमिकेमध्ये असतो तेव्हा मला ही मार्गदर्शन घ्यावं लागतं आणि ते मला असं वाटतं की फार महत्वाचं आहे. तर विद्यार्थ्यांच्या दृष्टिकोनातून जर आपण विचार पाहिला तर मला एक 4 ठळक मुद्दे मला महत्वाचे वाटतात. तर ते कुठले? तर 1ली ते 10वी हा जो कालखंड आहे विद्यार्थ्यांचा आयुष्यामध्ये येणारा, हा मला असं वाटतं की त्या दृष्टीने फार महत्वाचा आहे. आणि याच्यामध्ये शैक्षणिक बौद्धिक दृष्ट्या तो जास्त प्रगल्भ होत राहतो. म्हणजे मी पहिलीत असं म्हणणार नाही, पण जेव्हा तो 8वी 9वी 10वी कडे जेव्हा जातो तेव्हा शैक्षणिक दृष्ट्या तो प्रगल्भ होण्याच्या दृष्टीने आणि एकूणच बौद्धिक प्रगल्भता त्याच्यामध्ये वाढ झालेली असते आणि वाढीला लागलेली असते. पण एक सेल्फ असेसमेंट असतं की स्वतः आपण काय करावे याच्याकडे कल मात्र तिथं विकसित फारशा जणांमध्ये झालेला दिसत नाही. तर ते अवलंबून असतात आपल्या पालकांवर की आपण त्यांनी काय करावं. हा एक महत्वाचा मुद्दा मला असं वाटतं 1ली ते 10वीच्या दरम्यान येतो. दुसरा जो टप्पा आहे, दुसरा जो मुद्दा आहे याच्यामध्ये सांगायचं कारण की 10वी, 11वी आणि 12वी याच्यामध्ये विद्यार्थ्याला एक प्रगल्भता आलेली असते. काहीतरी तो विचार करत असतो. त्याला एक आवड निर्माण झालेली असते आणि वेगवेगळ्या विषयांचं एक आकलन आणि त्याची क्षमता आणि स्वतःची क्षमता जोखून पाहण्याचं जे काही त्याच्यामध्ये एक स्वतःचं असेसमेंट असतं ते त्याला मिळालेलं असतं आणि तो ते करत असतो. आणि त्याचा जो कल आहे, हा मला असं वाटतं की पालकांनी बघणं फार महत्वाचं आहे. 10वी, 11वी आणि 12वी हा खऱ्या अर्थाने प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्याच्या आयुष्याला एक देणारं शैक्षणिक वळण आहे असं मी म्हणतो. आणि इथं जर आपण नीट निर्णय घेतले आणि आपल्या पाल्याचा जर आपण एकूण कल पाहिला आणि त्या कलाला जर आपण प्रोत्साहन दिलं, तर निश्चितपणे मला असं वाटतं की त्या पाल्याचा खूप चांगल्या पद्धतीने फायदा होऊ शकतो. आणि त्याला एक शिक्षणामध्ये किंवा त्याच्या एकूणच आयुष्यामध्ये एक चांगला मार्ग मिळू शकतो. आणि तो एक उच्च पदावर किंवा त्या क्षेत्रामध्ये एका उच्च स्थानी जाण्याचा मार्ग त्याच्यासाठी मोकळा होऊ शकतो. तर हा एक आयुष्याला वळण देणारा हा एक महत्वाचा कालखंड आहे असं विद्यार्थ्यांच्या दृष्टीने जर विचार केला तर. तिसरा 12वी नंतर तो डिफाईन होतो, म्हणजे की एखाद्याला अभियांत्रिकीकडे जायचं आहे, तर त्याला एक प्रकारचे चॅनलाइज झालेला असतो आणि पुढे काय करायचं एक तो ठरवलेलं असतं. काहींना मेडिकलकडे जातात, वैद्यकीय क्षेत्राकडे जातात आणि ज्यांना हे काही मिळालेलं नाही ते ज्या काही जाणीवपूर्वक आलेले आणि काही ढकलून देणारे किंवा काही बाय फोर्स असं मी म्हणेन येणारे हे मूलभूत शास्त्राकडे म्हणजे बेसिक सायन्सकडे येतात. हे जे 3 टप्पे आहे हे प्रत्येकाच्या आयुष्यामध्ये आणि ते 12वी नंतर हे स्ट्रीम लाईन आहे ही ठरवली जाते आणि ती स्ट्रीम लाईन आहे त्याच्या दृष्टीने प्रत्येक जण आपापल्या प्रगतीपथावर जाण्याचा मार्ग मोकळा होतो. म्हणून हा तिसरा मुद्दा विद्यार्थ्याच्या आयुष्यातील फार महत्वाचा आहे. एखाद्या अभियांत्रिकीकडे गेला आणि तिथं ग्रॅज्युएट झाला, पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट झाला आणि पुढे हायर एज्युकेशन घेऊन गेला, तर मग चौथा मुद्दा जो येतो तो म्हणजे जॉब अपॉर्च्युनिटीज. म्हणजे जे काही संधी आपल्याला नोकरीच्या ज्या काही संधी आहेत त्या कशा उपलब्ध होतील या दृष्टीने आपल्याला महत्वाचा विचार करणं जास्त भाग आहे. म्हणून हे विद्यार्थ्याच्या जीवनात असणारे हे 4 मुद्दे आणि 4 टप्पे असं मी म्हणेन फार महत्वाचे असतात. 1ली ते 10वी, 10वी ते 12वी, 12वी नंतरचं जे स्ट्रीम आहे आणि ते स्ट्रीम नंतरचं पूर्ण झाले शिक्षणानंतर असणाऱ्या ज्या काही नोकरीच्या ज्या संधी आहेत आणि तिथून त्याचं खरं आयुष्य तो पुढे जगाला मोकळा होतो. तर हा जो आता एका टप्प्याटप्प्याने जेव्हा आपण विचार केला तर आपल्या असं लक्षात येईल की ह्या 4ही मुद्द्यांना फार महत्वाचं योगदान त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना देता येईल असं आपण मार्गदर्शन करू शकतो. फक्त होतं काय की एक गोंधळाचं वातावरण खूप असतं 10वी ते 12वीच्या दरम्यान पालकांमध्ये आणि पालकांमध्येही. तर हे जे गोंधळाचं वातावरण आहे तर ह्या गोंधळाच्या वातावरणामध्ये त्यांना कसं आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करता येईल याचा जास्त पद्धतीने आपल्याला विचार करणं भाग आहे. तर आता मी फक्त थोडंसं 1ली ते 7वी पर्यंतचा जो कालखंड आहे त्याच्यामध्ये नेमकं काय घडतं आणि काय घडू शकतं याच्याबद्दल थोडं विवेचन करून आणि मग सावकाशीने हा जो फ्लो आहे तो आपल्या एकंदरीत मूलभूत शास्त्र म्हणा किंवा अभियांत्रिक शास्त्र म्हणा किंवा वैदिक शास्त्र म्हणा याच्याकडे तो आपण जाऊ शकू. तर मी मगाशी जे काही 4 मुद्दे घेतले की त्याच्यामध्ये 1 ते 10वी पर्यंतचा जो कालखंड आहे तो अतिशय प्रगल्भतेचा आणि मुलांचा जडणघडणीचा आहे. यामध्ये मी असं म्हणेन 1ली ते 7वी जो आहे हा अतिशय क्रुशियल असा एक कालखंड आहे असं म्हणायला हरकत नाही. याच्यामध्ये 1ली पासून विद्यार्थ्याची बौद्धिक क्षमता तर वाढत राहते, पण एक बौद्धिक विकासही होत असतो. पण याच्यामध्ये होतं काय, की मी मगाशी म्हटलं, की तो स्वतःचा विचार न करता तो रिमिट करत राहतो, की नक्कल करत राहतो, की आपल्या पालकांनी आपल्याला काय सांगितलं, आपल्या शिक्षकांनी आपल्याला काय सांगितलं, आपले शिक्षक आपल्याला काय सांगतात, काय शिकवतात हे बरोबर. कारण ह्या कालखंडामध्ये त्यांची ग्रास्पिंग क्षमता जी आहे ती मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये असते. म्हणजे तुम्ही त्यांना एक पान दिलं तरी ते पाठ करू शकता, एवढं त्यांच्यामध्ये ती क्षमता असते. आता याच्यामध्ये की म्हणजे जर विचार केला तर प्रत्येकाची क्षमता सारखी असते का? प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये असते का? मी नाही असं म्हणेन. त्याचं कारण असं आहे की प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्याचा या कालखंडामध्ये IQ हा वेगवेगळा असतो, म्हणजे इंटेलिजंट कोशंट. तर जेव्हा आपण आलेख जर काढला की इंटेलिजंट कोशंट IQ व्हर्सेस ओव्हर द टाइम, म्हणजे इयर्स, नंबर ऑफ इयर्स, असं जर काढला तर काहींचा लिनियर असतो, काहींचा एक्सपोनेन्शियल असतो. म्हणजे काहींचा IQ हा पहिली, दुसरी, तिसरी, चौथी पर्यंत काहीच येत नाही, म्हणजे त्यांचं लक्ष राहत नाही किंवा त्यांना कळत नाही किंवा त्यांचं ग्रास्पिंग होत नाही किंवा शिक्षकाने सांगितलेलं त्यांना कळत नाही. पण ओव्हर द टाइम जर ते 8वी, 9वी, 10वी मध्ये जर आले, 7वी, 8वी जर आले, तर त्यांचा IQ वाढत जातो आणि तिथं मात्र ते ग्रास्प करतात. आणि दुसऱ्या याच्यामध्ये एक काहींचा पहिली, दुसरी, तिसरी, चौथी पर्यंतचा जो IQ असतो तो अतिशय असतो आणि पुढे तो सॅच्युरेट होतो, म्हणजे तो कॉन्स्टंट असतो. मग होतं काय की आपण जेव्हा तुलना करतो एकमेकांच्या विद्यार्थ्यांची किंवा काही पालक आपल्या पाल्यांची इतर पाल्यांशी तुलना करतात, तेव्हा ते वैषम्य वाटतं. तसं करता कामा नये. मी मगाशी म्हटलं की प्रत्येकाचा IQ हा वेगवेगळा असतो आणि वेगवेगळ्या वयामध्ये IQ हा वेगवेगळा असू शकतो. असंही आपल्याला पाहण्यात आलेलं आहे की 10वी 12वी मध्ये 40-50% मिळवलेला विद्यार्थी पुढे मोठा शास्त्रज्ञ झालेला आहे, मोठा शिक्षण तज्ञ झालेला आहे आणि हे जग बदलून टाकण्याचं सामर्थ्य त्याच्यामध्ये आहे. आइन्स्टाईन यांच्याकडे जर आपण पाहिलं तर ती क्षमता त्यांच्यामध्ये होती. पण त्यांचं जे शालेय शिक्षण आहे किंवा 10वी 12वी पर्यंतचे जे शिक्षण आहे, तर ते फार म्हणजे एकदम सरासरी विद्यार्थी त्या पद्धतीने होतं. म्हणून तसं कुठल्याही पालकाने असं मनात गृहीत धरता कामा नये की हे नेमकं काय आहे? याच्यामध्ये की आपला पाल्य जर पहिली, दुसरी, चौथीत जर फारसं करत नसेल तर तसं त्यांनी निराश होण्याचं काही कारण नाही, असं माझं मत आहे. आणि एखाद्या विद्यार्थ्याने जर 4थी, 5वी, 6वी जर खूपच चांगले 99% पाडत असेल, तर त्यांनी हुरळून जाण्याचं काही कारण नाही. कारण मी इथं भरपूर उदाहरणं देऊ शकतो. कारण मी जेव्हा एक पालकाच्या भूमिकेतनं माझ्या मुलांच्या पॅरेंट्स मीटिंगमध्ये जातो किंवा गेलो होतो, तेव्हा आजूबाजूला जे पालक आपल्या पाल्यांवर जे ओरडायचे, त्यांच्याकडे बघून खरं तर मला फार वैषम्य वाटलं आणि त्यांची कीवही आली. त्याचं कारण असं की अरे तुला मागच्या वेळेस तुला 96% होते आणि ह्यावेळेस 95% गेला कुठं? असे विचारणारे म्हणजे 5वी 6वीत या टक्क्याने किती महत्व देतात हे पालक, हे मला असं वाटतं की होऊ नये. माझाच एक माझे स्नेही आहेत आणि त्या स्नेह्यांचा मुलगा अतिशय चांगला, ब्राईट, म्हणजे पहिलीचे म्हणजे पाठांतर अप्रतिम. पण नंतरच्या कालखंडामध्ये म्हणजे तो पहिली 6वी 7वी पर्यंत जवळ-जवळ तो 98-99% पाडत असेल, तेव्हा त्यांना पालकांना वाटलं की अरे आपला पाल्य जो आहे तो अतिशय चांगला आणि हुशार आहे. त्याच्याकडनं असणाऱ्या अपेक्षा खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये वाढल्या आणि ते खऱ्या अर्थाने दुर्दैव होतं. पण नंतरच्या कालखंडामध्ये झालं त्याला पाठांतराची सवय लागली आणि त्याचं जे स्वतःचं सेल्फ असेसमेंट जे आहे, अॅनालिटिकल माइंड असतं प्रत्येकाचं, की पृथक्करण आपण करतो, की एखादी गोष्ट, एखादी कन्सेप्ट असेल, न्यूटन्स लॉ असेल किंवा जूल्स लॉ ऑफ फिटिंग असेल, ही पाठ करण्याची गोष्ट नाही. ही जर ज्या विद्यार्थ्याला कळालं की हे समजून घेण्याचं आहे, हे तंत्र ज्या विद्यार्थ्याला अवगत झालं, मग त्याला 8वी पर्यंत 7वी पर्यंत जरी 50% पडले पण 8वी 9वी 10वी मध्ये त्याचा निश्चितपणे उपयोग होतो आणि तो त्या विद्यार्थ्याला होऊ शकला नाही, कारण तो पुढे पुस्तकं सिलेबस हे वाढत जातो, वास्ट होत जातो आणि प्रत्येक पुस्तक काही पाठांतर करणं शक्य राहत नाही आणि जिथं पाठांतर होतं तिथं काही मार्क्स कदाचित मिळून जातात, पण पुढे प्रवेश परीक्षा असतात, एंट्रन्स एक्झाम्स असतात, त्याच्यामध्ये त्याचा निभाव लागणं फार कठीण असतं आणि ही फार महत्वाची दुर्दैवी घटना असं मी म्हणतो. तर पाल्याने त्याच्या मार्कांकडे लक्ष देण्याऐवजी माझं असं मत आहे की त्यांनी त्याच्या आकलनाकडे लक्ष दिलं पाहिजे. तो 5वीत असो 6वीत असो, डझंट मॅटर की त्याला 50% किंवा 60% पडले किंवा त्याच्या मित्राला 98% पडले असेल तरी त्याची तुलना तुम्ही करू नका. पण तुमच्या मुलांमध्ये आकलन आहे का, हे जर तुम्ही टाळलं तर मला असं वाटतं की 8वी 9वी 10वी मध्ये त्याचा खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये उपयोग होऊ शकेल. कारण ज्या मुलांना 6वी 7वी मध्ये 98% पडत होते, 8वी 9वी 10वी मध्ये याचं ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन होतं प्रत्येक अभ्यासक्रमाचं आणि याच्यामध्ये व्हास्ट होतो, कन्सेप्च्युअल गोष्टी येतात आणि त्या जर कळल्या नाही तर इथं मात्र त्यांचा ग्राफ खाली येतो आणि तो फार पुढच्या शिक्षणाच्या दृष्टीने फार घातक आहे असं मला वाटतं. म्हणून त्या दृष्टीने जर आपण विचार केला तर 8वी 9वी आणि 10वी हे त्या दृष्टीने की इथं पाल्याकडे लक्ष देण्याची गरज आहे. 7वी पर्यंत ओके फाईन की जे आहे ते चाललेलं आहे, व्यवस्थित आहे, त्याचं आकलन थोडं आहे, पण तो जे काही करतो 8वी 9वी 10वी मध्ये हे आकलनाच्या मूलभूत पायावर करतो की नाही हे त्याने आपलं लक्ष पालकांचं असणं गरजेचं आहे. तो जर तिथं फक्त पाठांतर करत असेल ते मला असं वाटतं की पुढच्या दृष्टीने ते फार घातक ठरू शकतं. म्हणून त्या दृष्टीने 8वी 9वी 10वी हे हा जो कालखंड आहे हा विद्यार्थ्यांच्या दृष्टीने त्याला किती टक्के पडले, त्याला किती मार्क पडले याच्याकडे न बघता त्याला आकलन किती झालं या दृष्टीने मला असं वाटतं की जास्त पद्धतीने आपण तो विचार करायला पाहिजे. पुढे मी मगाशी म्हटलंच, माझे जे 4 टप्प्यांमध्ये मी ते मगाशी उल्लेख केला त्यातला जो तिसरा जो टप्पा आहे तो शिक्षणामधला तो 10वी 11वी आणि 12वी याच्यामध्ये खऱ्या अर्थाने विद्यार्थ्यांचा कल आपल्याला कळतो, पालकांना आपल्याला कल कळतो, पण बरेचसे पालक काय करतात की एक तर त्यांचं अवेअरनेस किंवा त्यांचं प्रबोधन झालेलं नसतं. मी शिक्षित आणि अशिक्षित पालक असा दुजाभाव करणार नाही, पण दुर्दैवाने मला तो करावा लागणार आहे. शिक्षित जे पालक आहेत ते इतके अतिशिक्षित असल्यामुळे कदाचित त्याचा दुष्परिणाम हा विद्यार्थ्यांवर त्याच्या पाल्यांवर होत असतो. कारण त्याच्या आकलनाकडे, त्याच्या इच्छेकडे किंवा त्याला असणारी जी आवड आहे त्याच्याकडे जाणीवपूर्वक दुर्लक्ष या पालकांकडून होतं. त्यामुळे होतं काय की तो भरकटला जातो. जर पालकाने आपले मत किंवा आपल्याला काय करायचं हे पालकांनी जर ठरवलं तर त्याची जी क्षमता नसेल तर मला असं वाटतं की तो पुढे फारसं काही करू शकत नाही. माझे जे स्नेही होते ते कॉर्पोरेट जगामध्ये मोठे उच्च स्थानावर होते, तर त्यांचा जो पाल्य होता, मी मगाशी म्हटलं की 8वी 9वी 10वी मध्ये त्याचा ग्राफ खाली आला, पण की आपल्या मुलांनी कॉर्पोरेट आपल्यासारखंच कॉर्पोरेट किंवा IT सेक्टर मध्ये यावं ही जी भूमिका होती ती मला असं वाटतं की चुकीची होती आणि तशी होता कामा नये. कुठल्याही प्रवेश परीक्षेमध्ये तो टिकू शकला नाही. तो टिकला नाही तरी त्याचं ऍडमिशन मॅनेजमेंट कोटामध्ये घेण्यात आलं आणि तेही ते पूर्ण होऊ शकलं नाही आणि हे दुर्दैवामुळे असं झालं. पण एकंदरीत त्या विद्यार्थ्याचा कल हा एकंदरीत लँग्वेजेस कडे होता, लिटरेचर कडे होता आणि त्याच्यामध्ये जर त्याने केलं असतं की कदाचित चांगला एक मोठा लेखक आपल्याला मिळू शकला असता इंग्रजी माध्यमात किंवा मराठी माध्यमात. तर हे जे पालक आहेत की आपल्या मुलाने हेच केलं पाहिजे, आपल्या मुलाने तेच केलं पाहिजे याचा अट्टहास न धरता आपल्या पाल्याचा एकंदरीत आकलनाच्या दृष्टिकोनातून विचार करून किंवा त्याची आवड काय आहे त्याच्याकडे जाऊन त्याला प्रोत्साहन देणं जास्त चांगलं आहे असं मला वाटतं. तर आपण हे झालं एक 12वी पर्यंतच. तर मी पालकांविषयी थोडस जास्त बोललो. त्याचं कारण असं की आपल्या भारतीय समाजामध्ये पालक जवळजवळ 80% पालक हा जास्त ठरवत असतो की आपल्या पाल्याने काय करावं. मी मगाशी शिक्षित आणि अशिक्षित पालक जे आहेत त्यांचा उल्लेख केला. मला याच्यात दुजाभाव करायचा नाही कोणाचा, पण शिक्षित पालकांमध्ये हे मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये प्रमाण आहे. अशिक्षित पालक त्यांना काही त्यातलं आकलन नसतं. आपला मुलगा जे करेल ते त्यांना मान्य असतं. कारण आपल्या मुलाने अमुकच करावं असं नाही. कारण त्यांचा जो पाल्य असतो तो स्वतंत्र झालेला असतो. स्वतंत्र विचाराने आकलनाने पुढे गेलेला असतो. त्यामुळे त्याची आवड काय त्याला कळालेलं असेल त्यानुसार त्याला इंजिनियर व्हायचं आहे, डॉक्टर व्हायचं आहे की त्याला शास्त्रज्ञ व्हायचं आहे. दुर्दैवाने फार आपल्या समाजामध्ये परंपरागत चाललेलं आहे ही गोष्ट आणि ती मला इथं ठळकपणे नमूद करावीशी वाटते की आजही इंजिनिअरिंग आणि डॉक्टर होण्याची ओढ आपल्या समाजामध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आहे. ती 21व्या शतकातही कमी झालेली नाही दुर्दैवाने. कुठल्याही पालकाला आपला मुलगा शास्त्रज्ञ व्हावा, आपला मुलगा चांगला शिक्षक व्हावा, आपला मुलगा चांगला लेखक, विचारवंत, शिक्षणतज्ञ व्हावा असं कुठल्याही पालकाला वाटत नाही. फक्त शॉर्टकट इंजिनियर व्हावं, डॉक्टर व्हावं, त्यांनी लवकर सेटल व्हावं आणि पैसा कमवावा. म्हणजे ही जी भूमिका आहे ती मला फार काही रास्त पालकांची वाटत नाही. अशाने होतं काय की चांगली जी विद्यार्थी किंवा चांगले जे पाल्य आहेत ते चांगल्या विषयाकडे न जाता त्यांच्यावर लादलेल्या विषयाकडे गेल्यामुळे हे मोठे प्रश्न उपस्थित राहतात. म्हणजे याचे उदाहरण माझ्याकडे असल्यामुळे मी हे म्हणजे वक्तव्य करण्याचं धाडस मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये करतो आहे. तर आता एका दुसऱ्या टप्प्याचा जेव्हा आपण विचार करू, कारण एकदा 12वी झाल्यानंतर मग तो एकतर त्याने सायन्स घेतलेलं असतं. सायन्स घेतलेलं असताना काही जाणीवपूर्वक त्यांना वैद्यकीय शास्त्राकडे जात असल्यामुळे त्यांनी मॅथमॅटिक्स घेतलेलं नसतं. त्यामुळे पूर्ण बायोलॉजी त्यांचं म्हणजे कॉन्सन्ट्रेट केलेलं असतं. त्यामुळे त्याकडे ते गेलेले असतात. आणि काहींना इंजिनिअरिंगकडे जायचं असतं आणि हे दोघंही नाही मिळाले तर ते बेसिक सायन्सेसकडे येण्याचं कल बऱ्याच जणांचं. तर तुम्ही बघा की आपल्या भारतातला क्रीम जो वर्ग आहे तो हा इकडं जाताना दिसतो आणि जो क्रीम वर्ग आहे तो लवकर सेटल होतो, लवकर कमवतो आणि लवकर मार्गी होतो. पण एकूणच देशाच्या जडणघडणीमध्ये जे मूलभूत शास्त्र शिकलेले आहेत, मूलभूत शास्त्रातनं ज्यांनी पदव्या घेतलेल्या आहेत, पुढे उच्च शिक्षण घेतलेलं आहे, त्यांचाच उपयोग मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आज आपल्याला भारताच्या एकूणच सर्वांगीण विकसनामध्ये किंवा जडणघडणीमध्ये उपयोग होताना दिसतो. कुठेही इंजिनियर, डॉक्टर्स जे आपण त्यांना सोकॉल्ड क्रीम आपण म्हणत होतो ते जर इकडे आले असते त्यांच्या इच्छेनुसार तर कदाचित देशाला त्यांचा चांगल्या पद्धतीने उपयोग होऊ शकला असता. आणि नातू सरांनी चांगल्या पद्धतीने किती IITs आहेत, किती NITs आहेत, किती वेगवेगळे रिसर्च इन्स्टिट्यूट्स आहेत, तिथे चांगल्या पद्धतीने लोक पुढे येताना आपण पाहतो. पण त्याचा भारताच्या एकूणच सर्वांगीण शैक्षणिक जडणघडणीमध्ये किंवा भारताच्या विकसनामध्ये किती हातभार लागतो हा एक कळीचा मुद्दा आपण तिथं म्हणाला. आता मी थोडस वेगाने 3 टप्प्यांकडे जाईल आणि नंतर बेसिक सायन्सकडे जाईल आणि मग नंतर शेवटच्या टप्प्यामध्ये काही प्रकल्पांचा उल्लेख करेन की जिथं सगळे जे मूलभूत शास्त्राचे पदवीधारक आहेत, पदव्युत्तरधारक आहेत किंवा PhD धारक आहेत त्यांना कशा संधी आहेत, कुठे कुठे संधी आहेत, म्हणजे ज्याने उच्च शिक्षण घेतलं त्यालाही संधी आहेत, त्याने नाही घेतलं त्यालाही कशा संधी, पण त्या म्हणजे टप्प्यामध्ये त्या पद्धतीने त्यांना संधी उपलब्ध होऊ शकते. आता मी मगाशी म्हटलं की 12वी नंतर म्हणजे ही तयारी ही 11वीलाच सुरू होते की एखाद्याचा कल इंजिनिअरिंगला जायचं जर असेल तर यात म्हणजे इंजिनिअरिंगला जर जायचं असेल तर JEE मेन्सची ही तयारी आता लोक 10वी 11वी पासून करतात किंवा एखाद्याला मेडिकलला जायचं असेल तर नीटची तयारी ही 10वी 11वी 12वी पर्यंत म्हणजे फार डेडिकेटेड असे असतं. आणि विद्यार्थ्याच्या कलावर अवलंबून असतं की विद्यार्थ्याला वाटतं की नाही मला डॉक्टर व्हायचं आहे तर त्यांनी जरूर व्हावं. एखाद्याला शास्त्रज्ञ व्हायचं तर जरूर त्याने मूलभूत शास्त्राकडे येऊन पुढे यावं, आणि एखाद्याला अभियांत्रिकीकडे जायचं असेल तर त्याने निश्चित. तर हे जे टप्पे आहेत, जेईई मेन्स ची ही जी आहे, यामध्ये एकूण देशामध्ये 20 ते 22 लाख विद्यार्थी बसतात, आणि त्यापैकी 2 लाख हे ऍडव्हान्स साठी क्वालिफाय केले जातात, आणि ऍडव्हान्स मधनं जे पहिले 10,000 येतील त्यांना चांगलं प्लेस IITs मध्ये केलं जातं. आता IITs नाही मिळालं म्हणजे सगळं संपलं का, असंही होत नाही. म्हणजे इतरही चांगलं आहे. NITs संपल्या का, नाही. पण तुमच्या राज्यामध्ये असणारे जे काही चांगले कॉलेजेस आहेत, उत्तम असे कॉलेजेस आहेत, A ग्रेड कॉलेजेस आहे की जे नॅकने किंवा AICTE ने जे ठरवून दिलेले नॉर्म्स नुसार उच्च दर्जाचे जे काही महाविद्यालय आहेत, तिथं जरी आपण चांगले पदवी जर घेतली तर मला असं वाटतं की त्याचा फार चांगल्या पद्धतीने उपयोग होऊ शकेल. आता मी कुठले आहेत, मग कोणी मेकॅनिकलला जाऊ इच्छितं, कारण त्याचे कोर ब्रांचेस आहेत. माझं असं स्वतःचं मत आहे की कोर ब्रांच सोडू नये. का? कारण जर तुम्हाला बी पासून म्हणजे तुझं आउटलेट असेल, जर तुम्हाला नोकरीला जायचं असेल तर ठीक आहे, पण एखाद्याला वाटलं की बी नंतर मला प्रशासनामध्ये जायचं असेल, मला MPSC करायचं, मला IAS करायचं असेल, तर मला असं वाटतं की त्याच्यामध्ये तिथं कोर कोर्सेस असणं गरजेचं आहे. मग तुम्ही मेकॅनिकल ठेवा, इलेक्ट्रिकल ठेवा, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स टेलिकम्युनिकेशन ठेवा, सिव्हिल ठेवा, किंवा कम्प्युटर सायन्स हा नाही, आणि इतर बरेच स्ट्रीम्स IT, इन्फॉर्मेशन टेक्नॉलॉजी वगैरे आहे, हे जे आहे प्रोफेशनल कोर्सेस आहेत. तर कोर कोर्सेस आणि प्रोफेशनल कोर्सेस याच्यामध्ये थोडी गल्लत म्हणजे तुमच्या एकूण ऐच्छिक वर असेल. पण आपल्या बऱ्याच पालकांना वाटतं काय की प्रत्येक आपल्या पाल्याने लवकर सेटल होऊन परदेशात जाऊन चांगल्या पद्धतीने पॅकेज घेऊन त्याने इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये किंवा कंपनीमध्ये काम करावं. ते प्रत्येकाची इच्छा असेल, मी पालक म्हणून ती इच्छा निश्चित व्यक्त करू शकेन. पण हे पाल्याला वाटतं का की त्याला काही वेगळं वाटतं, याचा विचार मात्र पाल्याने निश्चितपणे करावा. मी माझ्या बेसिक सायन्सच्या वेळेस मी सांगेन एखादं उदाहरण की ते किती महत्वाचं आहे. तर बी नंतर बरेचसे लोक म्हणजे इंजिनिअरिंग मध्ये एक मी पाहिलं की हायर एज्युकेशन कडे जाण्याचा कल मात्र नाही, फारच कमी आहे. बीई नंतर बरेचसे जॉब च्या संधी बघत असतात, आणि बरेच जण बी नंतर वेगवेगळ्या कंपन्या म्हणा किंवा वेगवेगळे सेक्टर्स असतील, गव्हर्नमेंट किंवा नॉन गव्हर्नमेंट किंवा नॉन NGOs असतील, तर तिथं जॉब करण्याचा प्रयत्न करतात. पण याच्यापैकी जर कुणाला हायर एज्युकेशन घ्यायचं असेल तर मी म्हणतो 10 ते 15% विद्यार्थी हे हायर एज्युकेशन. आणि मी मगाशी म्हटलं की एखाद्याला मेकॅनिकल करावं असं वाटलं तर मेकॅनिकलला जरूर जावं, पण कोणीतरी मेकॅनिकल करणार आहे आपल्या शेजारचा म्हणून त्याचं असं आहे. जर एखाद्याला रुची नसेल तर त्याने मेकॅनिकल किंवा इलेक्ट्रिकल किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स करू नये. त्याला कम्प्युटर करायचं तर कम्प्युटर करावं, एखाद्याला कम्प्युटर नसेल करायचं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स करायचं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स करावं. कारण माझं अशी धारणा आहे की जरी खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये एखाद्या स्ट्रीमला विद्यार्थ्यांची संख्या असेल, एखादं म्हणतं की बाबा आता इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स सॅच्युरेशन झालं, मेकॅनिकल सॅच्युरेशन होत चाललंय, कम्प्युटरला थोडंफार आहे, तरी तिथं खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये गर्दी आहे. पण आपल्या कॉलेजेस, महाविद्यालय, IITs एवढी मोठी संख्या झाली आहे, ते विद्यार्थ्यांची संख्या आहे. तर हे जे व्यस्त प्रमाण आहे, जॉब क्रिएशन आणि विद्यार्थ्यांची संख्या आहे, याचं ते व्यस्त प्रमाण काही राखण्यात आपण यशस्वी झालेलो नाही. त्यामुळे कदाचित ती, पण माझी अशी धारणा आहे की चांगले जे विद्यार्थी आहेत 10 ते 15% हे कुठली जरी स्ट्रीम घेतली आणि त्याच्यात जर चांगलं केलं तर ते चांगले उच्च पदावर आणि चांगल्या पद्धतीने ते कार्य करू शकतात. तर हे झालं बी नंतर. बी नंतर काही हायर एज्युकेशन, काही ME करतात, आणि इथं खरं बी झाल्यानंतर बरेच जण, मला असं वाटतं की भारतामधनं किमान 1 लाखाच्या वरती विद्यार्थी हे MS साठी वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रामध्ये जात असतात. आणि चांगली गोष्ट म्हणजे ती एका दृष्टीने जर आपण विचार केला तर MS हे एक हायर एज्युकेशन आहे, आणि MS झाल्यानंतर एक वेगळ्या प्रकारच्या संधी तुम्हाला परदेशामध्ये मिळू शकतात. किंवा जर तुम्हाला MS परदेशामध्ये जाऊन करण्याची क्षमता तुमच्यामध्ये नसेल, तुमच्या पालकांमध्ये तेवढी आर्थिक सहायता करण्याची नसेल, तर तुम्ही ME इथं तुमच्या चांगल्या IITs मध्ये करू शकतात, एमटेक IIT मध्ये करू शकतात. कारण बी करत असताना तुम्ही गेट एक्झाम तुम्ही देऊ शकता आणि ती गेट एक्झाम मध्ये जर चांगले पर्सेंटेज असेल तुम्हाला IITs मध्ये आणि एकदा एमटेक जर IIT मध्ये झालं तर तुम्हाला हे जग चांगल्या पद्धतीने खुलं होऊ शकतं. आणि MS झाल्यानंतर काही जणांचा जवळजवळ 90% विद्यार्थी हे जॉबकडे जातात आणि फक्त 5 ते 10% हायर एज्युकेशन म्हणजे PhD करायला जातात. म्हणजे इंजिनिअरिंग कडे जर कल पाहिला तर हायर एज्युकेशन कडे जाण्याचा कल हा खूप मोठ्या छोट्या प्रमाणामध्ये आहे. म्हणजे बी फार तर ME MS पर्यंतची मजल असते आणि PhD पर्यंत खूप मी मगाशी 5 ते 10% खूप म्हटलं तरी 5 ते 10% पर्यंतचे विद्यार्थी हे हायर एज्युकेशन घेत असतात. आणि मग मी मगाशी म्हटलं बी नंतर एक आउटलेट, पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन नंतर एक आउटलेट आणि PhD नंतर एक आउटलेट. त्या एन्व्हायरमेंट मध्ये त्या याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीचे जॉब ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज इंडस्ट्रीज मध्ये आहे, अकॅडमिक्स मध्ये आहे आणि प्रायव्हेटायझेशन सेक्टर्स मध्ये आहे. कारण PhD जर झालं तर तुम्ही युनिव्हर्सिटी, वेगवेगळे इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेज, IITs म्हणजे इथं चांगले जर तुमचं संशोधन असेल, चांगले जर तुमचे पब्लिकेशन्स असतील आणि चांगलं जर तुमचं विषयासंदर्भात जर आकलन असेल तर तुम्ही IITs मध्ये आणि युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये सुद्धा प्राध्यापक म्हणून तुम्ही लागू शकतात, मग ते भारतात असो किंवा परदेशामध्ये. हा झाला एकूण IIT म्हणजे इंजिनिअरिंगचा एक प्रवाह. आता दुसरा प्रवाह मी फक्त मेन्शन करणार कारण की लाईफ सायन्सेस बद्दल मला असं वाटतं की झिंजार्डे मॅडम मोठ्या म्हणजे चांगल्या पद्धतीने सांगू शकतील, म्हणून मी कुठल्याही लाईफ सायन्सेस बद्दल बोलणार नाही. तर मेडिकलचा जो आहे वैद्यकीय शास्त्रामध्ये जाण्याचा कल बऱ्याच लोकांचा आहे. म्हणजे मला असं वाटतं की बऱ्याच पालकांना असं वाटतं की आपला जो पाल्य आहे तो लवकर सेटल व्हावा आणि इंजिनिअरिंगच्या माध्यमातून तो लवकर सेटल होतो, लवकर कमवता होतो, हे तेवढंच खरं आहे. पण वैद्यकीय क्षेत्रामध्ये तुम्हाला इंटर्नशिप आहे, हे आहे, तुम्हाला जवळजवळ नंतर पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन जर असेल तर सेटलमेंट व्हायला मोठा कालावधी लागतो, इव्हन बेसिक सायन्सेसमध्ये. तर इकडे पाठवण्याचा कल जोपर्यंत पाल्यामध्ये ती रुची निर्माण होत नाही, कारण इथं पालक तू डॉक्टरच हो असं सांगू शकत नाही जोपर्यंत पाल्यामध्ये रुची असेल तरच. तर ती वैद्यक शास्त्रामध्ये ती आपल्याला दिसून येते. तर याच्यामध्ये मला वाटतं की नीट ही जी आहे राष्ट्रीय पातळीवर असणारी प्रवेश परीक्षा घेतली जाते. या नीट मध्ये जर चांगल्या पद्धतीने जर कोणी केलं तर म्हणजे चांगल्या महाविद्यालयांमध्ये किंवा चांगल्या कॉलेजेसमध्ये, गव्हर्नमेंट कॉलेज असो किंवा प्रायव्हेट युनिव्हर्सिटीज असो, त्यातले जे काही कॉलेजेस तिथं चांगल्या पद्धतीने ग्रॅज्युएशन मध्ये MBBS होण्याचा मार्ग आपल्याला मोकळा होतो. तर नीट मार्फतच आता याच्या पद्धतीने कुठे काय काय प्रिपरेशन करावं तर MSCET आहे, मग एम्स आहे, AFMC आहे, मणिपाल आहे, भारती विद्यापीठ आहे, DY पाटील आहे. तर यांचे स्वतःचे आपले एंट्रन्स एक्झामिनेशन आहेत, त्याची तयारी मात्र ठेवली. बऱ्याच आता प्रायव्हेट जे आहेत किंवा डीम्ड युनिव्हर्सिटी आहेत ते नीटचे स्कोर घेतात. त्यामुळे नीट ही मला वाटतं की सर्वसमावेशक आहेत. सगळे सेंट्रल युनिव्हर्सिटी म्हणा किंवा स्टेट युनिव्हर्सिटी म्हणा किंवा प्रायव्हेट युनिव्हर्सिटी म्हणा किंवा डीम्ड युनिव्हर्सिटी म्हणा, याच्यातनं जे काही अफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस आहेत ते ह्या नीटच्या माध्यमातून तुम्हाला ऍडमिशन देतात. आणि त्या जर तुम्ही नीट मध्ये जर चांगलं केलं तर निश्चितपणे तुम्हाला MBBS ला तुम्हाला प्राधान्याने तुम्हाला मिळू शकेल जर तुमचं मेरिट जर चांगलं असेल. नंतर ते BDS किंवा BHMS किंवा BMS वगैरे असेल. आता हे झालं ग्रॅज्युएशन पर्यंत. आता इथं काय होतं की लोक बरंच गव्हर्नमेंट सेक्टर आणि प्रायव्हेट सेक्टर मध्ये मेडिकल ऑफिसर म्हणून जॉईन होत जातात आणि काही हरकत नाही. म्हणजे काहींना जर पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन, कारण पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन अजून ही एक मोठी लेंथी प्रोसेस आहे, तुम्हाला एंट्रन्स एक्झाम आहे, तुम्हाला अमुक आहे, म्हणजे बऱ्याच पद्धतीने तुम्हाला त्यात कालावधी जातो आणि मग नंतर पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन होतं. पण MD आणि MS जर झाला तर मला असं की तुमच्या एकूणच वैद्यकीय क्षेत्रातील जीवनामध्ये मोठा बदल होऊ शकतो. तर तुम्हाला आणि MD आणि MS करत असताना जर तुम्ही DNB आणि सुपर स्पेशलायझेशन कडे जर गेलात तर तुम्ही त्या क्षेत्रातले उच्च विद्याविभूषित तर असतातच, पण तुम्हाला यू आर वन ऑफ द नॉलेजेबल पर्सन इन द सुपर स्पेशालिटी. मग ते कुठलं का असेल, म्हणजे आदर इट इज अ कॅन्सर ट्रीटमेंट, आदर इट इज म्हणजे हृदयविकाराबद्दल असेल, कुठलंही असेल, म्हणजे जे जे काही असेल त्याच्यावर सुपर स्पेशालिटी तुम्हाला ती करणं, याच्याकडे जाण्याचा कल मला असं वाटतं की एमबीबीएस नंतर काही पर्सेंटेज, मी तर म्हणतो फक्त 15 ते 20% कदाचित लोक उच्च शिक्षणाकडे जात असतील आणि सुपर स्पेशालिटीकडे त्याहून अजून 4-5% लोक जात असतील. म्हणून सुपर स्पेशालिटी असे असणारे काही जे हॉस्पिटल्स आहेत तिथं या अशा डॉक्टरांचं फार महत्व तिथं आहे. आता जॉब ऑप्शन्स कुठे कुठे आहेत, मी मगाशी म्हटलं की प्रायव्हेट सेक्टर्स मध्ये पण आहे, गव्हर्नमेंट सेक्टर्स मध्ये पण आहे. गव्हर्नमेंट सेक्टर्स मध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये हॉस्पिटल्स आहेत, तिथं तुम्हाला डॉक्टर्स म्हणून तुम्ही एमबीबीएस म्हणून इंडक्ट व्हाल, तुम्ही एमडी म्हणजे त्या पदाने त्यानुसार तुम्हाला वर्षाचे अनरोलमेंट मिळेल, त्यामुळे तो दर्जा तुम्हाला दिला जाईल. तुम्ही सुपर स्पेशालिटी असेल तर तो दर्जा तुम्हाला तो दिला जाईल, म्हणजे फिजिशियन, सर्जन म्हणून किंवा न्यूरोलॉजिस्ट जर असेल, तुम्ही हाय सुपर स्पेशालिस्ट असाल तर, किंवा डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट असेल, म्हणजे असे भरपूर सुपर स्पेशलायझेशन्स आहेत. आता एक महत्वाचा मुद्दा म्हणजे की आता पूर्वी आपला एमबीबीएस म्हणजे परदेशात जाऊन सहजच ऍक्सेप्टेबिलिटी असायची, किंवा अमेरिकेतनं जो कोण वैद्यकीय शास्त्र शिकून येणारा असेल त्याला इथं आपण प्रॅक्टिस करण्यास मुभा देत असू. पण आताच्या काही गेल्या वर्षांमध्ये एक लायसन्स ठेवलेलं आहे, किंवा आता कारण आपले बरेच विद्यार्थी हे रशियामध्ये जाऊन एमबीबीएस होतात आणि त्यांना इथं डायरेक्ट प्रॅक्टिस, म्हणजे ज्यांनी एमबीबीएस हे परदेशामध्ये जॉईन केलं, आयदर इट इज अमेरिका किंवा रशिया, तर त्यांना इथे येऊन ती एक एंट्रन्स एक्झाम आहे की त्याच्या थ्रू त्याला लायसन्स घ्यावं लागतं. ती पास झाल्यानंतरच लायसन्स मिळतं आणि ते लायसन्स घेतल्यानंतर तुम्हाला इथे प्रॅक्टिस किंवा इथे काम करण्याची मुभा आहे. आणि किंवा अदर वे अराउंड, जर तुम्हाला परदेशात जायचं असेल किंवा अमेरिकेमध्ये जाऊन जर स्थायिक व्हायचं असेल आणि तिथे जाऊन तुम्ही जर एमडी असाल, तर तिथली एक सर्वसामायिक परीक्षा आहे, ती देऊन तुम्हाला त्या पद्धतीने लायसन्स घ्यावं लागतं आणि तुम्ही तिथे काम करायला ती मुभा तुम्हाला असते. पूर्वी सहजपणे तुम्ही एमडी डिग्री ह्या सहजपणे चालत असायच्या, पण आता तुम्हाला लायसन्स घेणं गरजेचं असतं आणि हे मला असं वाटतं वैद्यकीय शास्त्रामध्ये फार मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आता होताना दिसत आहे. आता तिसरा जो मुद्दा आहे, तिसरा जो फार महत्वाचा, की बेसिक सायन्स बद्दल. आता बेसिक सायन्स मूलभूत शास्त्राबद्दल जेव्हा आपण विचार करतो, मी मगाशी म्हटलं की आपला जो क्रीम आहे तो खऱ्या अर्थाने म्हणजे भारतामध्ये दुर्दैवाने आपल्याला असं म्हणावं लागतं की इंजिनिअरिंग आणि मेडिकलकडे जाण्याचा ओघ फार मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये, म्हणजे जवळजवळ 90% वरती जे विद्यार्थी आहेत ते ह्या क्षेत्राकडे जातात आणि ज्यांना काही मिळालं नाही अशांना बेसिक सायन्सकडे नाईलाजाने काही येतात, काही पोटतिडकीने येतात आणि काही खरोखर मनातलं त्यांना काही करायचं आहे असे, पण त्यांची संख्या फार कमी आहे. आता याच्यामध्ये बेसिक सायन्स मध्ये काय आहे की 12वी नंतर फर्स्ट इयर आहे, सेकंड इयर आहे आणि थर्ड इयर आहे. ते याचं थर्ड इयर असताना तुम्हाला स्पेशलायझेशन कडे जावं लागतं. फर्स्ट इयर आणि सेकंड इयर हे जे आहे सायन्स मधलं हे कॉमन असतं आणि पहिल्या आणि दुसऱ्या वर्षामध्ये आपल्याला ठरतं की आपण म्हणजे बायोलॉजिकल सायन्सकडे जायचं की फिजिकल सायन्सकडे जायचं की केमिकल सायन्सकडे जायचं, म्हणजे तो एक ओघ कळतो. जर मला बायोलॉजिकल सायन्सकडे जायचं असेल तर त्या पद्धतीने मी दुसऱ्या वर्षाला विषय ठेवतो आणि मग पुढे स्पेशलायझेशनकडे जातो. टीवायला आपल्याकडे थर्ड इयरला स्पेशलायझेशन आहे. मग तिथं बायोलॉजिकल सायन्स बद्दल, लाईफ सायन्सेस बद्दल झिंजार्डे मॅडम सांगणारच आहेत, पण मी फक्त विषयांचा उल्लेख करतो. तिथे झुऑलॉजी आहे, बॉटनी आहे, मायक्रोबायोलॉजी आहे. आता तर म्हणजे हायली स्पेशलायझेशन आलेले बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी आहे किंवा बायोइन्फॉर्मॅटिक्स आहे. असे ते तत्सम लाईफ सायन्सेस मध्ये काही येतात. केमिकल सायन्सेस मध्ये केमिस्ट्री आहे आणि फिजिकल सायन्सेस मध्ये फिजिक्स आहे, केमिस्ट्री आहे, फिजिक्स आहे, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सायन्स आहे, इन्स्ट्रुमेंटेशन आहे आणि एकूणच या व्यतिरिक्त जे काही कम्प्युटेशनल फिजिक्स मध्ये आहे ते कम्प्युटर सायन्स आहे, त्यात मॅथमॅटिकल सायन्स जोडले गेले, स्टॅटिस्टिक्स आहे, हे असे आहे आणि सीएमएस वगैरे आहे, सेंटर फॉर मॉडेलिंग वगैरे असे आता सुपर स्पेशालिटी असणारे डिपार्टमेंटही उघडण्यात आलेले आहे. एकंदरीत इंडस्ट्रीची गरज, औद्योगिक क्षेत्राची गरज पाहून अकॅडमिक मध्ये असे काही कोर्सेस सुरू करण्यात आलेले आहेत, त्या डिग्री कोर्सेस सुरू करण्यात आलेले आहेत की तिथं जाणारे विद्यार्थ्यांची संख्या चांगल्या प्रमाणामध्ये आहे. तर हे जे आहे थर्ड इयर, तर तिसऱ्या वर्षाला खऱ्या अर्थाने विद्यार्थ्याचा कल कळतो. तर आता इथं मग बीएससी नंतर, आता मी समजा फिजिक्स घेतला किंवा केमिस्ट्री घेतला, तर बीएससी नंतर खरोखर नोकरी काही असं असतं की खेड्यागावातल्या विद्यार्थ्यांची किंवा पालकांची इच्छा असते की एवढं शिक्षण आता आम्ही पुढे देऊ शकत नाही. जरी विद्यार्थ्याची इच्छा असेल तर, त्याची इच्छा जर असेल तर तो कुठल्या पद्धतीने स्कॉलरशिप मिळवतो आणि तो पुढे हायर एज्युकेशन घेतो. पण एखाद्याला खरोखर जमत नसेल तर बीएससी ग्रॅज्युएशन नंतर नोकऱ्या आहेत का, की आपल्याला त्या शोधाव्या लागतात. आता जर समजा तुम्हाला शिक्षण क्षेत्राकडे जर जायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला शाळेमध्ये एका शिक्षकाची नोकरी करण्यासाठी तुम्हाला बीएड करणं आवश्यक आहे आणि बीएड केल्यानंतर तुम्ही ती संधी मिळू शकते. त्या व्यतिरिक्त जर तुमच्याकडे स्किल बेस्ड असे काही कोर्सेस केलेले असतील, कम्प्युटेशनल कोर्सेस असतील, तर त्या निमित्ताने निश्चितपणे तुम्हाला तो एक भाग फार महत्वाचा मला असं वाटतं की तो इथं दिसून येतो. तर मग पुढे हायर एज्युकेशन कडे जाताना ते एंट्रन्स एक्झामिनेशन असते. जर तुम्हाला एमएससी ला, मी मगाशी म्हटलं की बीएससी नंतर बीएड करणाऱ्यांची संख्या मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये असते. आणि दुसरी एक जी आहे की पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन कडे आता मुलींचाही आणि मुलांचाही ओघ मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आहे. तर आता एमएससी कुठे करायचं, तर आता मी मगाशी म्हटलं की आयसर सारख्या संस्थाचं सरांनी सांगितलं की तिथं लोकांचा, मुलांचा ओघ मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये असतो, पण तिथं तुम्हाला तुमचं मेरिट दाखवावं लागतं. त्यानंतर युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये असणारे पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन सेंटर आहे तिथं आहे आणि दुसरे कॉलेजेसमध्ये असणारे आहे. तर याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही एंट्रन्स जर तुम्ही पास झाला तर तुम्ही शिक्षण क्षेत्रामध्ये एमएससी तुम्ही करू शकता. आणि एमएससी केल्यानंतर जर तुम्हाला जॉब जर पाहिजे असतील, जर तुम्हाला हायर एज्युकेशन कडे जायचं नसेल आणि जॉब जर तुम्हाला पाहिजे असतील, तर या जॉब मध्ये तुम्हाला पुन्हा प्रवेश परीक्षा किंवा इलिजिबिलिटी टेस्ट की सेट आहे, नेट आहे, हे अनिवार्य आहे. जर तुम्ही झालात तर तुम्ही डायरेक्ट कॉलेज किंवा विद्यापीठामध्ये तुम्ही प्राध्यापक म्हणून, असिस्टंट प्रोफेसर म्हणून जॉईन होऊ शकता. ह्या झाल्या एक शिक्षणाचा प्रवाह. पुढे जर याच्यातनं हायर एज्युकेशन कडे काही जाणार आहेत, म्हणजे पीएचडी केल्यानंतर त्यांना हे जग खुलं होतं. म्हणजे मग पुढे पोस्टडॉकला जाऊ शकतो. वेगवेगळ्या प्रदेशातल्या किंवा हायली स्पेशलायझेशन ज्या लॅबोरेटरीज आहेत प्रयोगशाळेमध्ये, ते पोस्टडॉक म्हणून किंवा व्हिजिटिंग सायंटिस्ट म्हणून तिथे त्यांना काम करायला मोठी मुभा मिळू शकते. तर हे एक प्रश्न इथं आहे. आता याच्यामध्ये की हे झालं की पीएचडी आणि जॉब आणि पोस्ट डॉक्टर असा एक शैक्षणिक दृष्ट्या प्रवाह आहे. पण इथं कुठे इंडस्ट्रीज मध्ये वगैरे जायची मुभा आहे का, की प्रत्येक, आता मी फक्त केमिस्ट्री आणि फिजिक्स आणि मॅथमॅटिक्स याचा जर विचार केला तर आपल्या असं लक्षात येईल की त्या टप्प्यामध्ये जर तुम्ही केलं की तुम्ही बीएससी केल्यानंतर तुम्हाला वेगळ्या एनरोलमेंट असणारी नोकरी तुम्हाला मिळेल, किंवा एमएससी झाल्यानंतर तुम्हाला शिक्षण क्षेत्रामध्ये जर यायचं असेल किंवा दुसरीकडे जर जायचं असेल तर स्टॅटिस्टिशियन म्हणून असेल, मॅथमॅटिक्स म्हणून तुम्हाला म्हणजे स्पर्धा परीक्षांमध्ये सुद्धा तुम्ही भाग घेऊन प्रशासनामध्ये तुम्ही येऊ शकता. जसं मी इंजिनिअरिंगच्या वेळेस बोललो तसं तुम्ही याच्यामध्येही तो एक ऑप्शन तुम्हाला असतो आणि तुम्ही प्रशासनामध्ये चांगल्या पद्धतीने योगदान तुम्ही देऊ शकता. तर हे झालं. आता मी प्रत्येक फिजिक्स मध्ये काय काय ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज आहेत किंवा कारण वेळेअभावी आपल्याला फारसं ते कव्हर करता येणार नाही, केमिस्ट्रीमध्ये काय काय आहे, पण मी फक्त एक उल्लेख करतो की याच्यामध्ये जे आहेत आता ज्या लॅबोरेटरीज ज्या आहेत इथं, म्हणजे तो ग्रॅज्युएट कुठला का असेना, मी फक्त बेसिक सायन्स मध्ये येणारे जे फिजिकल सायन्स आहे यांच्यासाठी ज्या संधी आहेत त्या जर तुम्ही नॅशनल लॅबोरेटरीज जर पाहिल्या तर डीआरडीओ आहेत. तर डीआरडीओच्या एकूण जवळजवळ 52 ते 55 लॅबोरेटरीज आहेत. तिथं मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये वेगवेगळे संशोधन चाललेलं आहे. तिथं सायंटिस्ट बी पासून तर सायंटिस्ट ए पर्यंत तुमची इंडक्शन होतं. जर तुम्ही पीएचडी होऊन जर एंट्री केली तर तुम्हाला डायरेक्ट सायंटिस्ट सी तर सायंटिस्ट जी मिळू शकते. दुसरं एक आहे की सीएसआरचे लॅबोरेटरीज आहेत, त्याजवळ 38 ते 40 आहेत आणि याच्यामध्ये पण वेगवेगळे विषय हाताळले गेलेले आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी मध्ये सगळ्या पद्धतीचे ग्रॅज्युएटचे मुलांचे तिथं मिळू शकतात. डीएसटी, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ सायन्स अँड टेक्नॉलॉजीचे काही लॅबोरेटरीज आहेत, त्या पण 50च्या वरती आहेत आणि त्या 50च्या वरती असणाऱ्या त्या लॅबोरेटरीज मधनं तुम्हाला मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये इथं संधी उपलब्ध होऊ शकतात. आणि इस्रो ही जी मोठी संघटना आहे, याच्यामध्ये मी फक्त बेसिक सायन्सेस असं म्हणत नाही, पण इंजिनियर्स ही मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये इथे इंडक्ट होतात. त्या मोठे प्रकल्प याच्यामध्ये आहेत. आता फक्त प्रकल्पांचा मी इथं उल्लेख करतो. मेकॅनिकल सिस्टीम एरियाज आहे किंवा मिशन डेव्हलपमेंट एरियाज आहेत किंवा मून मिशन आहे किंवा मार्स मिशन आहे. याच्यामध्ये जो मोठा सहभाग असतो, याच्यामध्ये शास्त्रज्ञांचा असतो, वेगवेगळ्या डिसिप्लिन असणारे जे पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट आहेत किंवा पीएचडी धारक आहेत त्यांचा मोठ्या प्रमाणात इंटिग्रेशन अँड चेकआउट एरिया असतो, सिस्टीम प्रोडक्शन असतं. म्हणजे वेगवेगळे असे विषय याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला कव्हर करता येऊ शकतात. आणि म्हणून मला असं वाटतं की याच्यामध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आपल्याला संधी उपलब्ध होऊ शकतील बेसिक सायन्सेस मध्ये. आणि मला एकच म्हणायचं आहे की बेसिक सायन्स मध्ये येताना एखाद्याने इंजिनिअरिंग झालं आणि इंजिनिअरिंग तो आपल्या आई वडिलांच्या इच्छेखातर इंजिनिअरिंग झालेला आहे, पण त्याला खरं तर मनात फिजिसिस्ट व्हायची इच्छा आहे. अशांसाठी सुद्धा आपल्याला विद्यापीठ किंवा आयसर मध्ये कदाचित ती संधी असावी की अशा विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी संधी उपलब्ध आहे. बी नंतर डायरेक्ट त्यांना एमएससी फिजिक्स मध्ये ते येऊ शकतात आणि पीएचडी करू शकतात. पीएचडी आता इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी आस्पेक्ट मध्ये ते जाऊ शकतात. कारण आमच्या विद्यापीठामध्ये आम्ही ती मुभा दिलेली आहे. त्यात जवळजवळ 15 विद्यार्थी हे इंजिनिअरिंग बॅकग्राऊंडचे होते आणि इंजिनिअरिंग बॅकग्राऊंडचे असताना असं लक्षात आलं की दे वेर ऑन द टॉप. म्हणजे हे मला खूप महत्वाचं वाटतं. म्हणजे फिजिक्सशी त्यांचा काही संबंध नव्हता, पण ते एंट्रन्स एक्झाम पास झाले आणि त्यांनी एनरोल केले आणि आमच्या सातत्याने 2 ते 3 वर्ष जे पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएट झाले त्याचा पहिला नंबर असणारा इंजिनिअरिंग बॅकग्राऊंडचा होता, एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्सचा होता, एक मेकॅनिकलचा होता, असं बॅकग्राऊंडचे होते. तर त्यांना मी विचारलं की तुम्ही आधीच का नाही आलात? ते म्हणे की सर आम्ही आमच्या पालकांनी आमच्यावर जे म्हणजे सांगितलं त्यानुसार आम्ही इंजिनिअरिंग केलं आणि आम्हाला पॅकेजेस पण होते म्हणे. त्या काहींना तर 12 लाख पॅकेज होतं पर इयर. ते सोडून तो इथं आला आणि मग इथं तो नाही म्हणे मला फिजिक्स करायचं आहे आणि मला आणि ते मला असं वाटतं की आज तो परदेशात जाऊन चांगलं पीएचडी करतो, चांगल्या इन्स्टिट्यूट मध्ये आहे आणि आय एम शुअर की असे विद्यार्थी हे देशासाठी खूप चांगल्या पद्धतीने योगदान देऊ शकेल. मी फक्त जाता जाता संदीप 1-2 मिनिटं आहे का?
We have come to the end, sir. No problem.
येस. एक फक्त मी उल्लेख करतो कारण हे फार महत्वाचं मला वाटतं की मी म्हणजे इंजिनिअरिंग बद्दल बोललो, मी वैद्यकीय शास्त्राबद्दल बोललो, मी बेसिक सायन्स बद्दल बोललो आणि बेसिक सायन्स मधल्या प्रत्येक स्ट्रीम मध्ये जो पदवीधारक आहे, पदव्युत्तर धारक आहे किंवा पीएचडी धारक आहे, याच्यासाठी नॅशनल इंटरनॅशनल लेवलला संधी कुठे आहेत? एकच फक्त 1 मिनिटामध्ये मी सांगतो की वर्ल्ड वाईड जे काही मोठे प्रोजेक्ट चालू आहेत, प्रकल्प चालू आहेत, त्याच्यामध्ये एक जिनोम प्रोजेक्ट आहे. मला वाटतं जिंजारे मॅडम जास्त चांगल्या पद्धतीने सांगू शकतील की याच्यामध्ये 100 देश आहेत आणि त्याच्यात भारताचाही सहभाग आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये बायोलॉजी मधले बायोकेमिस्ट्री आहे, बायोटेक्नॉलॉजी आहे, बायोइन्फॉर्मेटिक्स आहे. एवढेच नाहीत, फक्त जीवशास्त्राशी संबंधित असणारे विषयच नाही तर फिजिक्सही आहे, केमिस्ट्री आहे, स्टॅटिस्टिक्स आहे, मॅथमॅटिक्स आहे. कारण ते मॉडेलिंग वगैरे जे तयार करायचं आहे त्याच्यामध्ये ग्रॅज्युएट आणि सायंटिस्ट तिथं मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये काम करत आणि ते पर इयर ते इंडक्शन होत राहतात. जर ज्यांनी खरोखर चांगलं केलं, चांगलं संशोधन केलं आणि त्याला जायची इच्छा असेल त्यांनी या अशा प्रकल्पामध्ये जावं. तसं लार्ज हॅडॅन कोलायडर आहे की याच्यामध्ये जवळजवळ 10,000 20,000च्या वरती शास्त्रज्ञ तंत्रज्ञ असे काम करत आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये इंजिनियर्स आहेत आणि मोठ्या प्रमाणात शास्त्रज्ञ वेगवेगळ्या डिसिप्लिन मधले आहेत. आता आपल्या आता काही येत्या वर्षांमध्ये कदाचित आपल्याला काही न्यूक्लिअर रिॲक्टर्स अणुभट्ट्या बांधावे लागणार आहेत. त्या अणुभट्ट्या बांधण्यासाठी मला असं वाटतं की फिजिक्स, मॅथमॅटिक्स असणारे किंवा केमिस्ट्री असणारे बॅकग्राऊंड असणारे मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये पदवीधारक आपल्याला लागणार आहेत. कारण जर आपल्याला ऊर्जेची भूक भागवायची असेल तर मला असं वाटतं की आपल्याला अणुभट्ट्याची निर्मिती करणं आवश्यक आहे आणि ती निर्मिती आता येत्या काही वर्षांमध्ये होणार. जवळजवळ 30 ते 35 न्यूक्लिअर रिॲक्टर बांधले जाणार आहे. तर ती एक संधी आहे. दुसरं एक की परग्रहावरील जीवसृष्टीच्या शोधासाठी एक मोठा प्रकल्प आता अजून पुनर्जीवित झालेला आहे. तिथेही मला असं वाटतं की इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स म्हणजे कम्प्युटर, फिजिक्स आणि इतर इव्हन बायोलॉजी, कारण परजीवी असलं म्हटलं म्हणजे बायोलॉजीचा संबंध येतो आणि तिथं असे पदवीधारक लोक विद्यार्थ्यांची गरज मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये या मेगा प्रोजेक्टमध्ये लागणार आहे. या व्यतिरिक्त ऊर्जा क्षेत्र आहे आणि अतिसूक्ष्म तंत्रज्ञानामध्ये मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आहे. तर मी आता या फक्त क्षेत्राचा उल्लेख केला, त्याच्यामध्ये लाखोच्या प्रमाणामध्ये तुम्हाला मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये मनुष्यबळाची निर्मिती होणार आहे, मनुष्यबळाची गरज लागणार आहे. तर तिथं निश्चितपणे ज्याला या क्षेत्रामध्ये येण्याची म्हणजे इच्छा आहे त्याने निश्चितपणे प्रयत्न करावे, एवढी माझी इच्छा आहे. शेवटी जाता जाता एकच म्हणेन की पालकांना माझी विनंती आहे की त्यांनी त्यांच्या पाल्याकडे एक अवलोकनच्या दृष्टिकोनानं बघावं, त्यांच्यावर कुठल्याही पद्धतीने लादू नये. त्यांना त्यांची इच्छा, एखाद्याला वाटलं की कलाकार व्हायची आहे, त्याच्यात ते गुण आहे, तर मला असं वाटतं की त्या दृष्टीने त्याचे पालकांनी प्रोत्साहन देणं गरजेचं आहे. एखाद्याला वाटलं की नाही याचा कल गणिताकडे जास्त दिसतोय, पण याला इतर विषयांचं काही नाही, तर त्याला गणिताकडे जाऊ द्यावं. पण त्याच्यावर गणिताचा कम्प्युटर सायन्स तू कर आणि तू हा जॉब कर असं करू नये, असं मला वाटतं. की पालकांनी एवढं मला असं वाटतं की हा कानमंत्र जरी जपला तरी मला असं वाटतं की त्यांच्या पाल्यांचं एक जीवन आणि एक शैक्षणिक जीवन आणि एकंदरीत त्यांचं जर एखाद्या पाल्याला जर त्याच्या आवडीच्या विषयामध्ये जर करण्याची काही संधी मिळाली तर तो त्यावेळी उच्च स्थानी जाण्याची निश्चितपणे त्याच्यामध्ये जिद्द असते आणि तो जातो. हा एक मला
अगदी
असं
बरोबर आहे सर, अगदी बरोबर आहे सर.
मी पुनश्च एकदा म्हणजे आता संदीप आहे आणि गोविंद कुलकर्णी, बुचडे सर आणि नेहा मॅडम यांचे आभार मानतो. त्यांनी मला अशी संधी उपलब्ध करून दिली. आणि पालकांचे आणि काही विद्यार्थ्यांचे 1-2 प्रश्न असतील, कारण की पुढच्या अजून व्याख्याता आहेत त्या येणार आहेत. तर 1-2 प्रश्न असतील ते निश्चित मला आवडेल. नाहीतर मी कधीही प्रश्नांची उत्तरं द्यायला तयार. धन्यवाद.
शुअर सर, थँक्यू सर. खूप माहितीपूर्वक तुम्ही सगळी माहिती दिलेली आहे विद्यार्थ्यांना आणि विशेष करून पालकांना. तर हा खराच पालकांसाठीचा कानमंत्र होता की विद्यार्थ्यांची आवड निवड ती जोपासून करिअरच्या संधी त्यांच्यासाठी उपलब्ध करून द्याव्यात. त्याबद्दल तुमचे खूप खूप आभार सोसायटीच्या वतीने आणि आयोजकांच्या वतीने आणि सगळ्या विद्यार्थ्यांच्या वतीने. 1-2 क्वेश्चन्स आहेत बट वी विल चॅनलाइज देम थ्रू मेल.
येस शुअर.
बिकॉज वी आर रनिंग शॉर्ट ऑफ टाइम, त्यामुळे ते सगळे क्वेश्चन्स आपल्याला कव्हर करता येणार नाहीयेत. पण तुमचं बहुमोल मार्गदर्शन सगळ्यांना मिळालं त्याबद्दल तुमचे पुन्हा एक वेळेस खूप खूप आभार.
येस सर, थँक्यू.
Yes sir, thank you sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you sir. I think there was a query in the chat box whether we have a next session. So please note we have a next session on career in life sciences, and to talk on that we have invited the expert Dr. Smita Zinjarde madam. She is the director of Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology, Savitribai Phule Pune University. But before that, as sir rightly mentioned, there are opportunities coming globally, but because of certain financial issues or problems, everybody couldn't afford to go abroad for to pursue their education. And which are the agencies, which are the foundations, they support student to go abroad, they support the student financially to go abroad. So to make certain announcements relating to that, I would like to request, before moving to the session 3, we have with us Priya Dhole Patil madam. She is the representative of Sakai India Foundation. I invite her to share the information about Sakai India Foundation and scholarship they offered for study abroad programs. Over to you, Priya ma'am.
हाय, थँक यू डॉक्टर संजय. माझं नाव प्रियल आहे आणि मी सकाळ इंडिया फाउंडेशन च्या तर्फे बोलत आहे. मला सगळ्यांना आणि महाराष्ट्र एज्युकेशन सोसायटीला आय वॉन्ट टू से अ बिग थँक यू फॉर इंट्रोड्युसिंग मी अँड गिव्हिंग दिस अपॉर्च्युनिटी फॉर मी टू स्पीक हिअर. सकाळ इंडिया फाउंडेशन हे 1959 पासनं गरजू मुलांसाठी स्कॉलरशिप देतं. जे सोशो इकॉनॉमिक लोअर बॅकग्राऊंड मधून आहे त्यांच्यासाठी आणि अकॅडमिकली पण जे सक्सेसफुल आहेत आणि हु आर मेरिट स्टुडंट्स. सो वी हॅव 2 स्कॉलरशिप कॉल्ड एज करिअर डेव्हलपमेंट स्कॉलरशिप, जी आम्ही 10वी पास आणि 12वी पास ह्या स्टुडंट्सला देतो आणि ही स्कॉलरशिप आम्ही पोस्ट ग्रॅज्युएशन पर्यंत स्टुडंट्सला सपोर्ट करते ही स्कॉलरशिप, इवन आफ्टर PhD टू. द ओनली क्रायटेरिया फॉर दिस स्कॉलरशिप इज 10th किंवा 12th मध्ये तुम्हाला 85% अँड अबव्ह मार्क्स पाहिजे आहे. दॅट इज द क्रायटेरिया फॉर दिस स्कॉलरशिप. आणि दुसरी जी स्कॉलरशिप आहे आमची ती आहे सकाळ इंडिया फाउंडेशनची इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन स्कॉलरशिप. तर जी इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन स्कॉलरशिप आहे ती आम्ही मुलांना देतो जे मास्टर्ससाठी जातात पण फक्त अब्रॉडला, मास्टर्ससाठी जे जातात. आणि ही आहे इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन स्कॉलरशिप. म्हणजे ती जी अमाऊंट आहे ती आम्ही तुम्हाला देतो आणि आफ्टर 2 years यू आर सपोज टू गिव्ह इट बॅक. सो इट्स अ लोन स्कॉलरशिप विदाउट इंटरेस्ट असते ती. अँड वी हेल्प स्टुडंट्स हु आर गोइंग अब्रॉड फॉर द्या मास्टर्स स्टडीज. आणि जी करियर डेव्हलपमेंट स्कॉलरशिप आहे दॅट्स अ प्रॉपर स्कॉलरशिप which is given to a student after they are when they have passed out from 10th and 12th standard with 85% marks. आणि ह्याच्यासाठी आमची आता इंटरेस्ट फ्री लोन स्कॉलरशिप वी हॅव इट हॅज जस्ट गॉट डन आणि आमचे इंटरव्ह्यूज वगैरे पण झालेले आहेत त्याच्यासाठी. बट CDSची जी स्कॉलरशिप आहे जी 12th पास आउट साठी आहे इट विल बी स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम एंड ऑफ ऑगस्ट. सो आय वुड रिक्वेस्ट एव्हरीबडी टू कम ऑन आवर वेबसाईट, फॉलो अस ऑन अ सोशल मीडिया पेजेस. सकाळ इंडिया फाउंडेशन नाव आहे आणि वेबसाईटचं नाव आहे sakalindiafoundation.com. तुम्ही इंस्टाग्राम, फेसबुक, लिंक्डइन वरती पण आम्हाला शोधू शकता, तुम्ही मेसेज पाठवू शकता. यू विल बी अपडेटेड विथ द लेटेस्ट डेट्स अँड टायमिंग फॉर द न्यू फॉर्म्स अँड द न्यू स्लॉट ऑफ द स्कॉलरशिप फॉर्म. हे फॉर्म सगळे ऑनलाईन फिल करायचा असतो. यू डोंट हॅव टू कम हिअर सबमिट एनिथिंग. सगळं ऑनलाईन होतं, इंटरव्ह्यू पण ऑनलाईनच होतो. थँक्यू सो मच. थँक्यू डॉक्टर संजय.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. We will definitely channelize the queries. If anybody contacts us, those queries will be forwarded to you.
I'm so sorry. It's Dr. Sandeep. It is my fault. Sorry,
no,
sorry,
no
Dr.
problem.
Sandeep.
It's absolutely fine, ma'am. It's absolutely fine. Thank you, Payal, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Moving ahead to session 3, I would welcome Dr. Smita Zinjarde, madam. Sir, can we have ma'am on screen? Welcome, ma'am. Please unmute yourself.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're perfectly audible.
Yeah,
And
fine.
ma'am, our tech team will be running your PPT. त्यामुळे तुम्हाला
Okay.
तुमच्या स्क्रीन वरती you can see the PPT. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
ठीक आहे.
But
I had
before
some
moving
technical
ahead,
issues, so yeah, so I
I
just
understand.
requested. Fine.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
Before
Okay.
moving ahead, I'll introduce you to our audience.
Okay.
Yeah. Once again, welcome, ma'am. Madam is Director, Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology, Savitribai Phule, Pune University. She has done MSc and PhD in microbiology from Savitribai Phule, Pune University. She has completed over 20 projects with worth rupees 2.5 crores. In all, 11 students have done PhD and 5 students have done postdoc under her able guidance. She has 100 plus research papers and 5 patents in her credit. Her papers are published in key journals, which prominently includes Biotechnology Advances, Critical Reviews in Microbiology, Applied Materials and Interface, Environmental Pollution, Journal of Hazardous Material, Bioresources Technology, Applied Microbiology, etc. She is a proud recipient of Young Scientist Award from the Department of Science and Technology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. On behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I welcome you, ma'am, and request you to guide the students on the topic career opportunities in life sciences. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And it is indeed a very proud moment for me because I am an alumni of the Abasab Garware College. And when I'm invited for such a major, webinar, it is indeed a very proud moment for me because my roots lie in Abasab Garware College. So I have done my bachelor's in Garware College. And when you invited me, I took just a minute to say yes to this whole talk. And fortunately, I am in a position where I can guide the students a little bit in, taking up career guidance and taking up different finding out career opportunities and so on and so forth. So maybe without delaying too much, we can start off with the presentation that I have made for these people. You will be sharing the slides, right? Yes. Once again, thank you for giving me this opportunity to explain to the students who are after 12th standard trying to pursue their careers in the field of life sciences. I'm sure this morning has been very enriching for everybody to find out, what are the options that are really available. And as Dr. Rathod has introduced me, I'm Professor Smita Zinjarde. I'm the head Department of Biotechnology, and I'm also the Director School of Life Sciences in Savitribai Phule Pune University. I've been in this campus for the past 20 years in different capacities, and now I am like the director of the School of Life Sciences. Therefore, I have some vision on what are the kind of opportunities that are available for students who want to pursue their careers in the field of life sciences. Can I have the next slide, please? Yes. So before we go, you're at the 12th standard. I'm sure I'm addressing students who are just finished their 12th standard and so on and so forth, and are wanting to know what are the different avenues that are available. Many of us, including me, have great passion for life sciences, and therefore we would like to know what are the types of careers that are available at this juncture for us. And therefore I just picked up some of the branches. Let me tell you, these are all representative. Okay, the field is very, very vast, and what I'm going to tell you is just get your ball rolling so that you understand that these are the avenues. From this lecture you can find out that these are the different types of avenues available, and then whatever interests you, you can pick up a field of your choice and go ahead. So this particular slide tells you what are the different branches in life sciences. I have just, for the sake of convenience, put them as classical and interdisciplinary. Of course, there can be overlap in each of these also. If you see the classical kind of avenues that are available, you can do them in natural sciences such as botany, wherein you're studying plant sciences, or you can do something in zoology, wherein you'll focus on animal sciences, or if the microbial world fascinates you, then microbiology course will be of relevance. Apart from that, you have other medical allied fields such as physiotherapy, or wherein you learn how to get rid of people who are in pain, and joint aches and so on and so forth. Or you can look out for an opportunity in pharmacy, wherein you can design medicines and get them done, clinical trials, so many other things that are relevant to the medical field. And then of course you have the classical medicine as such, along with dental courses that are available. So these are this is just telling you something about the branches in life science that are going to be available. Apart from these classical fields that are known to most of us, in recent years, a large number of interdisciplinary areas of life science have also emerged. For example, the first one that comes to our mind is biotechnology, and many people are in these days wanting to pursue a career in the field of biotechnology. And this, of course, would have different avenues. You can have, a general course on biotechnology, wherein you will be exposed to different types of fields, wherein you can use microorganisms, plants, or animals for developing technologies of different types that could be relevant in various contexts, like in medicine, or in the field of environment, or in the field of agriculture. And I have classified one more thing, like industrial biotechnology, wherein we can use a plant or animal or microbial resources to get some industrially relevant product. So that would be more of an industrial biotechnology course that would be there. Now, with the generation of large quantities of data, whether I'll give you a classical example of human genome, say the human genome has been sequenced, or lots of COVID-19 virus variants are coming up. So if you try to find out the sequencing of all of these, then we will simply sequencing is not going to be sufficient. In order to find out the relatedness or anything, you need an allied field of bioinformatics to make some sense of the volume of the data that has been generated, and make some critical evaluation and say that, okay, delta plus is the current variation, so variant that is there. So these kind of conclusions can be made on the basis of different bioinformatics based courses that are there. That is another important avenue that has come up in the past few decades, and it's a very popular kind of a field for life sciences. It involves a little bit of integration of computer science, programming, writing algorithms, getting data, trying to manage them, trying to fit them in the best models, and so on and so forth, and also for predicting different structures of different what would you say, proteins, or how modeling different enzyme and so on and so forth. And of course you have forensic science, which is very, very important, particularly in the field of crime investigation and so on and so forth, wherein you would like to use different molecular biology related techniques and to find out what was it that happened at the site of the crime or something like that. Okay. The last one that I've put in here is something called as biogeography. Very often we would like to study something about paleontology, which means finding out what is the fossil origin of, you go to different sites and then you find out fossils, and you want to do carbon dating or find out what is the age of this particular fossil or things like that. Or biogeography these days is also relevant to ecological restoration. Suppose there is a patch that needs to be restored, then you would have to have an interdisciplinary idea. What is the soil like? What are the microflora that is present? What are the different plants that can be cultivated here? And what would be apt for doing? What are the different conditions? So it's not going to be just one discipline. It's going to involve a large number of disciplines, interplay of large number of disciplines to do this kind of work in the field. Therefore, I've just put in something like biogeography, wherein you would need inputs from all of these fields. That one would be necessary to do get the required output that is required. So that is relevant to the branches of life sciences. Classical and interdisciplinary is what I've put up on this particular slide. Can I have the next slide, please? Yes. So let me tell you, what I'm presenting in 1 hour is just the tip of an iceberg. Okay. It is not possible for me to detail all possible courses that are available to a student who has passed the 12th standard in the field of life sciences. Okay, so I have just made some summary slides to explain to you. It is up to the student to look up, okay, there is a BSc Biotechnology course, then which are the different colleges that are offering this? Let me tell you that the eligibility, the criteria, entrance exam or no, will not be a generalized kind of thing. It will be very specific for the college you are trying to apply for, or the university you are trying to apply for. So the students are urged to select the courses as per their choice. Go to the web pages of different colleges or universities and find out exact details regarding eligibility, or what is the, what is the syllabus like, what is the curriculum like, does the curriculum interest you or not, and so on and so forth. So I'm at this moment only trying to highlight to you what are the different avenues that are available. For example, you have courses in life sciences, that is the title of this particular slide. What you have is, you have at this moment, you are at the 12th science level, and from the blue oval that is there, that's where you are. So what are the options that are available for you? On top, you can see that there are certain degree courses. Now, what are these degree courses available? I will just put in a couple of examples out here. For example, you have a BTech in biotechnology, say, okay? So you have technology related courses that can be taken up, wherein a classical example in this particular category would be, say, BTech biomedical engineering, that is offered by some colleges in Pune. And if that interests you, then you must go to colleges that offer. For example, I am aware of D.Y. Patil College offering this kind of a course. So your job is to go to the D.Y. Patil web page and find out what are the eligibility criteria. Do you fit in those eligibility criteria? Are you interested in the course content that is being offered, and so on and so forth? Or you can have something that is, say, on the right hand side of this slide, you have something BSc Classical or Interdisciplinary. wherein I'll take up 2 examples. Classical will be, say, your botany, zoology, and a little bit of microbiology maybe. And interdisciplinary, as I told you all earlier, would be something which will integrate more than one discipline. And pharmacy, although it can come as a classical one, but pharmacy also involves a lot of chemistry and biology and so on and so forth. So it also qualifies to be something a little interdisciplinary. And of course, this course on biotechnology that is offered by many colleges in and around wherever you are. Okay, Pune, there are a large number of colleges that offer this course on biotechnology, which is BSc Biotechnology. Again, I reiterate the eligibility, which colleges are offering all of these courses would be by going to the major colleges that are there in your city or in Pune. If you're interested, go to major colleges that are there in Pune and find out from their webpage what are the different type of courses that they are offering and whether you would be interested in taking up those kind of courses. Apart from this option of a classical BTech or a BSc degree that is offered by many colleges, there are certain integrated courses that have also come up in recent years. The advantages of integrated courses is the fact that the institute you're enrolled for will take care of you for the next 5 years. You really don't have to worry that after BSc what. So we will take care of you for the next 5 years and make sure that you get a master's degree at the end of the exercise. In this regard, I will elaborate a little later on the MSc Biotechnology integrated course that we run at SPPU. But apart from that, we also, I'm sure Dr. Natu in an earlier seminar would have told you something about the BSMS in sciences that is offered by IISERs, not only in Pune, but all over India. There are different Indian Institute of Science Education and Research that are IISERs that have come up, and they are in a big way offering these kind of BSMS courses, which would be related in BSMS courses in science, and they're more interested in the basic science part of it, whether it's mathematics, physics, biology, or chemistry. So that middle option of biology is what would be of relevance to a crowd of that I'm addressing right now. And there are also certain courses like MSc Food Science and Technology that is offered by private institutes. I think VIT Vellore offers that kind of a course. So if somebody really has interest in pursuing a research career in the field of food science, then those are the kind of courses that you would like to take. I reiterate, I'm just picking up representative courses, and there are large number of courses that are available. Apart, if somebody is not willing to take up a degree or an integrated course, you have another option in the form of diploma courses. Again, depending upon what you're interested in, you can take up something in, say, a diploma in medical laboratory technology. That is the DLT course that is offered by, as far as I know, BG Medical College and many other allied courses that are going to be there in and around Pune, or even in your local place that you're located in. You will have to look out for these kind of courses. And there is also a diploma in nursing. Somebody has interest in taking care of ill people and so on and so forth. Another diploma that I came across is a diploma in radiology therapy, with the incidence of cancer going up really in large numbers. So there is a need for radiation therapy, chemotherapy, and so on and so forth. So there is a diploma in radiology therapy, which will be available in definite colleges that are there. You have to find out where this would be, but these are avenues that are available. Also, as I told you, there can be a diploma in physiotherapy, which will help you to become a physiotherapist at the end of the exercise. So this slide, I have just tried to highlight to you people what are the courses. So I reiterate, there will be BTech courses or BSc courses. There will be integrated courses. I told you the MSc Integrated Biotechnology course. I'll elaborate a little more in an independent slide that I have made. And there are certain diploma courses. To mention a few, I told you something called as DMLT, or Diploma in Nursing, or Diploma in Radiology Therapy, or Physiotherapy. So these are the different types of avenues that are available. Yes, can I have the next slide? So once you have taken up this kind of choice. You made this choice with respect to your career in life sciences. Then the next question that comes to your mind is, what are the career opportunities in life sciences? Okay. With this slide, I just have summarized some of the fields wherein you can find a job for yourself. So all of us taking education to get some kind of an employment at a later date. So career opportunities in life sciences would be mainly threefold. In the first part, I've told you on the left hand side is the research component. Many life sciences always want to go in for a research career. So what are the avenues for the research opportunity? What are the research opportunities available? First and foremost would be academic research, wherein we belong to Pune. This seminar has also been organized in Pune, and we are fortunate to have different life science related research institutes such as National Chemical Laboratory, that National Center for there is a National Chemical Laboratory, National Microbial Research Center, that they have work on microorganisms and their applications in different fields. There is National Institute of Virology, 2 campuses that are available. That's National AIDS Research Institute. National Center for Microbial Resource is what I was planning to tell you in the second instance. And so there is National Center for Cell Science, and to mention a few, okay, the list, Agarkar Research Institute. All of these are premier research institutes in and around Pune, and they have brought Pune to the map of, they have been instrumental in making Pune very, very popular as a life science hub that is there. And apart from academic research, so what are the avenues in research is the question that will come up. So after your bachelor's degree, you will or an integrated course, you will have to opt for a after bachelor's degree, you'll have to opt for a master's course. After you opt for the master's course, you can give competitive exams such as CSR or UGC or DBT. Conducts exams of this kind, and then you become eligible to take up a PhD program in one of these institutes that I just mentioned to you. After your doctorate, you can pursue a postdoctoral study also. I'm very proud to tell you our own university in the past 3 or 4 years has been offering SPPU postdoctoral fellowships to deserving candidates, and they are proud recipients of fellowships for 2 years or 2.5 years, and they can pursue their interest in this postdoctoral in this postdoctoral fellowship. Now, this is research that the academic research institutes. You can also have industrial research and development. Every industry that is relevant to life sciences will also have its own small R&D unit that's going to be there, and they will be performing activities that are of more relevance to their own product range and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is something that is relevant to academic research that can go on. In the middle part of this slide, I put something called as services. Though they are randomly categorized out here, I will pick up a few things. All of us know that you want to travel, you have to do an RT-PCR test. Okay, so in the current scenario, you will understand the importance of diagnostic labs in a big way. In the pandemic, so this has become even more relevant because a large number of tests have to be carried out, and a large number of diagnostic labs have actually mushroomed during this pandemic to take care of the increasing demand for the tests that are going to be necessary. Apart from that, so they are going to be molecular biology based detection of diseases that are coming up. Apart from this, if you were to see related to the medical field, you have a field of clinical trials. I'm sure all of us are aware that before a drug arrives in the market, it has to go extensive testing and validation in human subjects who are willing to volunteer. So this field of clinical trials is very, very important, and it is coming up, mushrooming up as a very big job creator as such, if you were to see. Apart from that, you have environmental assessment. If you want to build a dam somewhere, then we have to carry out assessment in the nearby areas, and therefore you will need a team of not only geologists but also biologists who would like to assess the biodiversity. What is going to be the impact of this? If you're making a dam, what's going to be the impact of that for the biodiversity that's going to be prevalent out there, and so on and so forth. So environmental assessment is also a very important field that is coming up. Of course, many people also opt for your UPSC, MPSC, and go to different kind of civil services or forest services and so on and so forth. That is another avenue that I have seen that some students from our own students, they have opted for this kind of civil services, and they are placed in good positions out there. Apart from that, you have also project management, for example, for the industry, healthcare, pharma. Many people are carrying out contract research work, and many small private institutes are also engaged in carrying out a series of experiments for people and giving them to you on payment basis. So that is another project management kind of avenue is also coming up in a big way. And last but not the least is in recent years, I have seen that many students are also opting for the science writer profession. That is something that you can also do from home. Now with the pandemic coming in, all of us have learned to work from home. And this is particularly with relevant to publication houses. Different journals often have their, editing services and things like that related allied fields placed in India. And Springer or Elsevier, often whenever I get things for revision and things like that, it is from an Indian lady who's managing this whole thing for us. Okay, so the science writer, content developer, or for that matter, editing services, all of these are avenues that have come up in recent years and worth a try, because recently one of my PhD students finished his PhD, and within no time he was employed by a journal, and he's very happy with doing, it's doing his job in this journal environment as such. The third avenue that is available is your industry. Of course, you can, this again is just a few representative ones that I'm mentioning out here. You have pharma industry, agri-based industries, diagnostic industries, or you have vaccine development. All of us must have taken our shot of Covaxin or Covishield. And now Serum Institute is known not only to Indians, but all over the world. We are known because they were able to export a large number of vaccine doses to different countries and so on and so forth. And so in these industries, what are the job avenues available? You can be in charge of quality maintenance, because very, very important before any batch of a product goes out, we have to assure that the quality is just right. Or for if you take example of Serum Institute, you can have go into production of the vaccine, just like our Covishield is being manufactured by Serum Institute. So they would have a production team, and there'll be a quality assurance team making sure that the production is in place and the quality is also in place. So this slide just tells you the different types of opportunities that could be there in the field of research, in the field of allied services, and per se in the industry. In the industry part, as I told you previously also, industrial research and development is also important. So apart from quality assurance production, a third avenue, which I've already considered in the research part of this particular left-hand box that is there, would be your research and development activities that are there. So this is about career. Yes. So the next thing we talk about is just maybe a little bit of summarizing of some of the avenues that we have addressed earlier, and taking up newer avenues that are available. So pharmaceuticals, as I told you, career areas. So you can pick up the field of pharmaceutical sciences, wherein it could involve drug development, finding out pharmacokinetics, finding out allied fields wherein you're trying to check whether a particular drug can be repurposed. That it would be effective against, say, malaria, but can it be repurposed for another activity? For example, your quinoline that was used was actually against malaria, but it could be repurposed in the initial part of this pandemic for COVID-19 also. So that is some avenues that are coming up. Then you have, of course, pathology laboratories, and you can see that in our home, every other day, the senior members in our family would go and have to get some reports made all the time. If you're diabetic, you have to do them in 6 months, 1 month, whatever it is. So there is a lot of scope for employment, even in pathology laboratories that are there. Environment assessment, I have already told you. In the field of agriculture, there is agriculture sciences that can be taken up as a It's again related to life sciences. India is a major agricultural hub, and in order to face new challenges that are coming up in recent years, new trained manpower would be needed to address these new problems that are there. Increasing yields, addressing pests, and many other issues are important with respect to the agricultural field. There is also related to agriculture, there is a floriculture and animal tissue culture, or plant tissue culture place laboratories that have come up, and they will do horticulture, or they will make large number of plant tissue culture based plantlets would be made available. Say for Kumar Biotech, for example, in Pune, will make a large number of seedlings or plantlets, so that they can be transferred, repotted in some place, and then used for large scale production and so on and so forth. About chemical industries is someplace. Suppose they are making some kind of toxic chemical or something, then there is a need to look out for the toxicity issues associated with the chemical that is being made. So you get such kind of job opportunities even there. As I told you, radiology labs for cancer therapy, you would have to have specialized training for carrying out these kind of things. And I mentioned to you toxicology laboratories. Toxicology laboratories, I know, have mushroomed up in around Pune. Suppose I have a particular drug that is potential for future marketing and so on and so forth, then I'm supposed to carry out certain toxicology related studies or animal based studies, in vivo studies need to be carried out, and there are a large number of laboratories that carry out such kind of in vivo testing for us and give us, and therefore you can find opportunities in such kind of toxicology laboratories as well. Environment assessment I have already covered in the previous slide, wherein you can really find out whether there is an important development that is to be made, then what would be the effect of that particular development or construction or whatever that would be necessary to assess the biodiversity impact and so on and so forth. This is aquaculture is something maybe I have not told you all at all earlier. All of us know that fish and prawns and all other aquatic species can be obtained either from say ponds, lakes, or from the sea, or they can be cultivated on land, by using aquaculture practices. Okay, so this is also coming up in a big way since aquaculture farming is becoming an important avenue in the recent years. Making sure that the health of the aquaculture species is maintained would require some life scientists to be available around the aquaculture farms to address issues that are relevant. Say aquaculture is often will have infections of different kinds. So to diagnose those infections and treat them in one way or the other. Just imagine there are huge ponds with large number of fish, and suppose it gets infected, then we have to life scientists would have to address these kind of issues by using relevant antibiotics or whatever, and make sure that the yield of the aquaculture is no longer disrupted as such. Data science is something I told you, I reiterate, large volumes of data are being created. You do one kind of sequencing and you have large database, large number of data sets that are going to be available, and we generally cannot make sense of just ATGC that is there in your DNA sequencing data that you avail. So you will have to actually do a large number of use a large number of analytical tools and find out how you will be able to make sense of the data that has been generated as such. And of course, I told you, you can do UPSC, MPSC, forensics, and nursing is some option that that I have already told you is available for these kind of life scientists, career enthusiasts as such. All right, can I have the next slide, please? Yes. Again, after taking good education, our major concern is where will I find a job? Okay, so that is the concern that will be lingering in all our minds whenever we take up this opportunity. So I have just made a slide on top national and international recruiters that are there. at the global level, I'm sure all of us have heard of these companies that I have mentioned in this particular slide at some time or the other. To mention a few, you have Johnson & Johnson. From our childhood, we have been hearing about this particular pharmaceutical company or healthcare product company that is there. Then Allergan or is another pharmaceutical thing, Roche or Valiant Pharmaceuticals or Alexion Pharmaceuticals are well known to us. Novo Nordisk is a company which not only makes pharmaceuticals, I am also aware that make enzymes of different kinds for different purposes. For example, if you need enzymes for food manufacturing purposes or for retting of jute, then they are the ones that they will provide. All of these industrially available enzymes are provided by Novo Nordisk. AstraZeneca, all of us have heard, Covishield has its origin in AstraZeneca, and Celgene, Pfizer also we have heard. US vaccines are all derived from Pfizer, and you have Monsanto. Monsanto is for chemicals as well as for seeds and so on and so forth. So these are global recruiters. So not only in India but all over the world, life scientists are required, and these are the major. Again, these are just a few names that I come across. If you come to the Indian context, there is Pyramid Healthcare or Nuzi Vedu Seeds or Quintities. What is it? Quintiles India, sorry, and Reliance Life Science or Panisha Biotech. We have also heard of Biocon and Syngene International, Bharat Biotech for the Covaxin in the current scenario, and of course Serum Institute, which is providing not only Covishield, but I was just going through their webpage one day, and all over the world, many vaccination schedules that are going on will have their origin in Serum Institute. That indeed is again a very proud moment for all of us that an Indian company is providing vaccines for children all over the world. And in the current scenario, the Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute have been game changers for handling this particular pandemic by providing Covaxin and Covishield. There is also TCS, which does water management and things like that. Many of these software companies also require domain specialists in the form of life scientists and so forth. So just don't think that IT and BT are different to you. They will are different places need people with different domain expertise, even in the software companies. So also keep in mind that these are avenues that are available. Apart from this, a large number of new sectors are coming up. For example, there are consultancy firms which will carry out work related, say maybe environmental assessment, genetic counseling. Very often you see ads in the newspaper saying that, would you like to know whether you're prone to getting this ABC cancer or whatever it is. So there are a large number of genetic-based laboratories that have come up which will tell you that whether you're prone to a particular disorder and so on and so forth. So these are also avenues where you can get some kind of employment opportunities, genetic counseling that is there, and these are new sectors that are coming up. And if you're dynamic, dashing, and want to start something on your own and not be employed by somebody, and you want to be an employer rather than being an employee, then of course the sky is the limit. You can have your own startup. I'm very proud to tell you that Pune again is a hub for developing such startup companies. There is Venture Center in National Chemical Laboratory, the area of the National Chemical Laboratory, wherein if you have an idea, you can incubate it and try to see if it says the face of the market and so on and so forth. SPPU also has a incubation center that it's called as SPPU Research Park Foundation. Our own university has a Research Park Foundation where you can incubate your idea. We can provide you laboratory space. We can provide you infrastructure, so on and so forth. And you can incubate your idea and try to see if it can reach the market. And you can start making money out of your own startup. And avenues for startups, of course, will be dependent upon what your interest lies and what your idea is on. It could be anything related to pharmaceuticals. I know of a startup which takes care of dental implants, trying to find out alternative to commonly used dental implant kind of material, so on and so forth. Or you can have in agriculture. There are people who even sell inocula of different types, so that is something for plant growth promotion or bioinsecticides and so on and so forth. So depending upon what idea you have, nobody stops you from taking up this kind of developing your own startup. Okay, so that's something that entrepreneurship is something that is available to everybody as such. All right. Can I have the next slide? All right. This is just to tell you, now you're in 12th standard. So what are the bachelor courses that are going to be available? As I told you, within and outside Maharashtra. If you're within Maharashtra, you can look out. Very often education is more local. So wherever you're placed, you will have to see whether there is a state university, deemed university, there is an affiliated college or an autonomous college that is offering these kind of BSc degrees in science, including biology. And then there may be something like nutrition and dietetics, something that I missed out. Maybe some college will be offering this kind of course on nutrition and dietetics also, which again is a very, very, remember, you have nutrition and dietetics coming up in a very big way these days. People want to lose weight, gain weight, and they will take advice from people to get some inputs from them to make yourself more healthy and so on and so forth. And then of course you have Interdisciplinary School of Science, which is in SPPU, which I will spend some minutes to highlight what goes on there. And there is a BSc blended course that is offered, and certain engineering colleges also offer BTech in biotechnology, BTech in biomedical engineering. These are also avenues that you must look out for. So bachelor's courses in different colleges, bachelor courses in the university, bachelor's courses in engineering colleges is what you can look out for. Can I have the next slide? All right. Now this is particularly, I told you, it's very good to have yourself enrolled in an integrated MSc course because you're taken care of for the next 5 years. Okay. So within Maharashtra, we at the Department of Biotechnology, previously it was floated under the name of Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology. We have an integrated course, which I will explain to you a little more in details in the next slide. And of course, as I told you, IISER Pune, or not only Pune, all over the country, we have different IISERs that will offer BSMS in science. So depending upon where you're placed, you can find out which is the closest IISER and try to see if you can get yourself an admission. Of course, nobody stops you from going to any part of the country to get yourself a seat in the IISERs or in the integrated programs that are going to be there. Within Maharashtra, as I told you, we have one at the SPPU, which is an integrated MSc biotechnology course, and IISER offers that. There is another, if you're somewhere placed outside Maharashtra, as I told you, look out for something more specific to your region. Or I know that VIT Vellore, for example, offers an integrated MSc Biotechnology 5-year course. They also have another variant of this in the form of integrated MSc Food Science and Technology, which again is a 5-year course that is offered by VIT Vellore. I'm just picking up some representative examples for you to understand that these are the avenues that are available. Can I have the next slide? Yes, so I belong to the Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology, so I will spend some time on what our course is all about. This was initially offered by the Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology, this MSc integrated course. The institute was born under the University with Potential for Excellence program from UGC in 2003, and the mandate for the institute was to have high quality research and development carried out and also generate technically skilled human resource in the area of bioinformatics and biotechnology. And as per the mandate, we have in these years been able to run a very successful program. And I must tell you that the students gain hands-on experience on various instruments and techniques, and the curriculum that is developed is also highly suited to train students in the future in academics as well as industry. We also have a extended program with the integrated program as an MTech integrated program, wherein students of the MSc integrated course will take up an industry internship with biotechnology related industries, and after that 1 year internship we give our own students an MTech degree. Okay, and very often the industry will absorb these students so that they already have trained manpower and they have already worked with them for a year or so. So this is another important course that we have floated, and the ability to this our course enables students, and the course curriculum content enables students to qualify different entrance exams at the national and international level and seek admissions for their further studies for their PhD programs either in India, different research institutes in India or abroad. And we have various activities that are taken up in the form of science club, seminar, and so on and so forth to keep the students motivated. Then they have a very strong alumni group, and they help each other in getting placed and so on and so forth. So there is also an option. Unfortunately for this year, the entrance exam is over and we are about to display the merit list that is going to be there. But you can also relate this to different, some of you all may have also have applied for an entrance exam that was recently held. Can I have the next slide? Okay, there is on our SPPU campus, there is an interdisciplinary school of science which offers a BSc blended, which is physics, chemistry, environment science, and earth science kind of a program that is there. And this, the aim of this particular program is to integrate inputs from different subjects of science and produce a comprehensive vision, give the students some comprehensive vision and version of science and its varied applications that are there. So if you go to SPPU webpage and go to Interdisciplinary School of Sciences, you will see many of these courses that are novel, new, and newly introduced. So if you find interest in such kind of courses, you may also take up this kind of an option, or you may choose this kind of an option as well. There is also a Master of Design that is there, okay, which again is offered by this Interdisciplinary School of Science. Okay, can I have the next slide? All right, that brings me to the summary of whatever I have been presenting out here. I have just highlighted what are the different course options available. I told you there can be a bachelor's course, there can be an integrated course, there can be different diploma courses. Those details I just mentioned to you in the earlier one. So you have also options that are available for these kind of courses. And I also highlighted what are the different types of job avenues, because life science is so varied. It's a very generalized kind of a thing, and your interest may lie in any one of these fields. So it could be somebody would be interested in plant sciences, somebody would be interested in animal sciences, somebody would be interested in integrating the different life sciences. So depending upon what your interest would be, we would try to find out a course that is suitable for you. I also told you which were the different types of job avenues, right from being a scientific writer to becoming a scientist to taking up teaching jobs. These are all different avenues that were available. Again, I'm telling you, I've just mentioned a few of them. Of course, there are a large number of avenues that are available, coming up, and maybe futuristic as well. And therefore, we have to find out what interests us, and where would you like to see yourself after 10 years? That's the question that I often tell the students. And of course, I told you which were the different type of top recruiters that are there. And from time to time, I have been telling you that 1 hour is too small time duration to explain to you what are the different types of avenues. And I will give you all a generalized kind of overview, and it is up to you to decide where your interest lies and take forward your passion and convert it into your profession, so that you are satisfied at the end of the exercise. I reiterate, what I presented today is just the tip of the iceberg, and it is entirely up to you to take up this kind of opportunity that is available, these kind of opportunities that are available. And therefore, I would like to end this talk with this small presentation, and hope that you will do exceedingly well. You will choose life sciences as a field of your career. And there are just a couple of things that before I end this talk, I would like to tell you that, believe me, life sciences is a career that is a little long drawn. Okay, unlike other professions like IT, you just finish off your masters and you get a job immediately. That may not happen with life sciences. You have to be patient. Anyway, life sciences makes you very patient because you have to wait for all results and things like that. Set up experiments and so on and so forth. So you must be prepared that it's going to be a long drawn process. My career may take more time, duration. What happens is after some time you are at 12th standard, somebody may opt for an engineering course, somebody may opt for a computer related course, and after 4 years you see that they are already placed and you still are doing your studies. So you have to be prepared mentally that my career path is going to be long drawn. That is one thing that I would like to tell you. And the next thing is that when you choose your field as life sciences, you are the one who have chosen that field, and do not complain ever. Okay, say that yes, this is the field that I have chosen, therefore I am going to do justice to this field and I am not going to complain, and I'm going to make sure that I excel in this field and make sure that I create a niche for myself. Okay, so with this small advice, I would like to end this talk, so that if there are any questions, I would be more than willing to answer them.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I could easily get connect to what you were talking because I have done my BSc and MSc biotechnology.
Okay.
So the one which you said, like science teaches you the patience. I remember because when we used to do tissue culture practicals, sometimes it used to take 20-25 days to get the results. That's absolutely true, ma'am. Yeah, I will quickly go to a couple of questions which participants have asked us.
Yes.
Throughout the presentation, you have already talked about, but one candidate has mentioned the scope of bioinformatics.
All right. So either you can do research, say you can do a PhD in bioinformatics if you wish. There are software industries which will employ this kind of domain expertise that is there, or you can teach bioinformatics. So many software industries want this kind of job profile that is there. So that would be one thing. And teaching is also there. Many of our syllabi will also have a component on bioinformatics. So that is something that is. So industry, research, or going abroad and doing research, and all of these are avenues that are there. Very bright field. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Next question, the candidate want to ask, after MBBS, after BSc, can MBBS be done?
You will have to check.
Is it possible to do MBBS after BSc nursing?
I suppose if you clear this, what is it, state eligibility, whatever, MSCET or something like that, nobody stops you from taking more degrees unless your age is so much that you cannot take. I don't think there is an age bar for any of these entrance exams. At least I'm not aware. But generally, nobody will stop you from changing your profession as long as you clear that particular entrance exam.
NEET exam. NEET
yes,
is
correct.
exam for.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can go for it.
Fine. Yes, why not? Nobody stops us from doing anything. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Can clearing the research is done after? Just a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry, I correct. Can clinical research is to be done after MSc in microbiology?
Nobody stops us again. Again, your recruiter. Correct. Your recruiter will take an interview and find out what is. Basically, we have to understand what biology is all about, okay? And have an analytical mind and try to find out how you can, manage these kind of. And often this also involves interpersonal skills because you're going to have clinical subjects that are going to be there. Depends upon what part of the clinical trials you're involved in. Suppose you really have to take consent forms of people who are, offering their services for the clinical trial, then that characteristic feature would be different. That requirement would be different. If you're analyzing data that is being generated out of this, you will need a different skill set. So these are the different types of things that we'll have to keep in mind before you. So depending upon your skill set, you can design, what part of the career option you would like to take, even in clinical management.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is, which is better? Biotech is better or bioinformatics is better? From future perspective.
I was former director of Institute of Bioinformatics and Biotechnology, so I can't be biased for anything. Okay, let me tell you, it again depends upon your choice. Okay, somebody is more inclined to computational biology, then you find out that is the niche for you. If you are more laboratory based one, that biotechnology option is better for you. So you cannot generalize. I may love lab based thing, but you may like something more computational. Okay, so depending upon our personal choices, both of them are upcoming fields and both of them can offer, give you job opportunities, provided we do well. Okay, once we take up this challenge, then we really have to excel. I keep on telling everybody, put in all your heart and soul and try to do the best in your field. So that is something very, very important. So I will not say either biotech is good or bioinformatics. They are at par depending upon your choice. You can pursue your career. Both of them are equally good. You can pursue your career in any of these fields.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Next question is, can MSc in bioinformatics be done after BSc in biotech?
Yes, if you see an SPPU, there is Department of Bioinformatics. There is a GAT-B exam that is conducted by Regional Center Faridabad. Okay, after doing your BSc in biotechnology, then you have to go to the web. There are advertisements. Even now, if you see our web page, you'll see the advertisements for MSc Bioinformatics course. This is a common entrance exam that is conducted by Regional Center Faridabad, also for the biotechnology course and for the bioinformatics course, and you're supposed to apply for that, clear that exam, and then you get admission. You have to give that you want a preference for Pune University Center or something, or whichever center you would like to do your MSc in bioinformatics, and then appropriately you will be guided to that particular center. So yes, you can do an MSc bioinformatics. That all these are completely interdisciplinary fields. Even if you have done a physics, you have done your MBBS, all of these are allowed to appear for that entrance exam. We have no issues. If you clear that entrance, you can be from any discipline. I know of somebody who was a BSc physics who has cleared that entrance and has done a MSc biotechnology course and is doing exceedingly well. So you can apply your biophysics kind of, you can develop a biophysics like expertise and so on and so on.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, next candidate wants to know more about xenobiotics.
Xenobiotics. Okay, xenobiotics are persistent organic pollutants that could be there, and they are, say, pesticides, and all of these would qualify to be xenobiotics. And let me tell you that we are, all of us, humankind is facing a lot of issues with respect to xenobiotics, and biotechnology can offer solutions in getting rid of those xenobiotics by microbial treatments, phytoremediation processes that are there. It is indeed xenobiotics for this current scenario. It may not be really relevant, but if you ask me, that there is an issue associated with xenobiotics, and there is a need to address the environmental pollution caused by a large number of these xenobiotics that are persistent organic pollutants, and all that would be qualifying to be xenobiotics as such.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question. The candidate is doing MSc in dietitian and want to know how to appear for PhD.
All right. So MSc dietitian from which university? Is it from health science or what is it?
It's not been mentioned here.
Okay. Then for a PhD, right now we have a call open for PhD registration in SPPU. Okay. And the criteria you will have to find out. As far as I know, School of Health Sciences, which is there in SPPU, offers such kind of course in dietitian and nutrition, if I'm not mistaken. At least sometime back they used to offer. I'm sorry, I don't know about the current scenario. But you will have to check the eligibility. Generally biotechnology and all that, those are interdisciplinary fields. Eligibility for such kind of courses is anything. Okay, so I know people who have done fishery sciences and have done their PhD in biotechnology. My own student, when I was talking about aquaculture, that student of mine had a fishery science MSc, and then she could do a PhD in biotechnology. So I think these days, of course, if you are really keen on finding out the eligibility, then whichever department or whichever university is offering that, their eligibility criteria will have to be checked.
Thank you, ma'am. Next question is, what skills are required and what is the scope in phylogenetics?
Okay, phylogenetics would involve finding out relationships between living forms. Okay, so if you're talking about microbial systems, then you wouldn't have to know what is the 16S rRNA sequencing of different microorganisms. 1 minute. So you would have to have a skill set of maybe isolating, sequencing these kind of sequences that are there, aligning them. So bioinformatics tools will be required for aligning them and creating such kind of phylogenetic trees and finding out the relatedness relationship between this. So microbial system, similarly in plant system, animal systems, you have different markers that can be used to find out the relatedness. So for wet lab as well as bioinformatics, both of them will be needed. So that is something that, yeah.
Ma'am, coming back to the previous question, where the candidate had mentioned doing MSc dietitian and how to apply for PhD, she is doing it from IGNOU.
IGNOU. Then whichever university she wants to take up this PhD course, then she would have to check the eligibility of that particular university, whether they permit or not. Okay, so that will be specific for the university that we're talking about.
Okay. We'll take the last question, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we do science and art subjects combined?
Yeah, I was just telling you we have a blended BSc blended course that is there. Okay, one of the slides that I was mentioning to you, there is a BSc blended kind. Nowadays, it's coming up in a big way. Okay, I like to do art also. I like to do science also. Is there a course that is offered wherein I can pursue both my what would you say passions as such? And BSc blended and things like that will permit you to have such kind of not exactly arts, but with the concept of a choice-based credit system coming on different colleges and universities, nobody stops us from taking, arts-related subjects up to 25%. We are permitted. I know of a student who was doing her microbiology, and she took up theater as one of her credit. Okay, from the Center for Performing Arts. So nobody. So yeah, you have to finish your core subjects in microbiology, and two of my students, when I was head department of microbiology, opted for theater course in Center for Performing Arts. So with this choice-based credit system, you can have exchange of credits from different departments also, and BSc blended and things like that will permit you to chase your passion for more than one areas of interest.
Yes, as you rightly said, this is the provision which is done in a choice-based credit system where students have other choice. In fact, the one who is doing BBA can opt maybe for yoga, maybe in cooking and bakery and stuff like that.
I told you microbiology and theater, so there is no relation. But their mark sheet had a theater course on this acting course or whatever.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. It was really so wonderful and nice to listen to you. Yeah, thank you. So on behalf of Maharashtra Education Society, I'm extending thanks to you, and it was really amazing, wonderful and knowledgeable session, informative session. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.